Or you could ask me a question.
Oh, well, we were sitting there, so I was like, oh, we'll move since you're recording.
Oh, I knew everybody's gonna be moving around a bit, but
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, that's great. Hi. All right, how you guys doing? Good. Thanks for coming. I try to offer these, at least every 6 months. I just forget, and then I'm like, we should, someone said, hey, will you? And I'm like, yeah, we'll put it on. This workshop never gets old because I ask you what you want to do, like what poses you want to adjust or know about. So I go from there. I don't really have a plan. I get tired of showing down dog. It's always like down dog, triangle, warrior one, or and then it's like we're always doing those poses. It gets boring. I want to do some more fun poses. If you can think of any. Does anybody have any poses they're thinking? Because I told a few of you just to come with a little list. Anything you'd like to know more about assisting, we'll write it down and we'll go from there.
Half moon balance.
Half moon what?
Half moon.
Just half moon.
Revolve.
And revolved. That's really good. Half moon's fun. When I talk a lot, my equilibrium goes, my ears get plugged. You ever have that? So I'll be like this the whole class. I'm trying to drink a lot of water. I'm like, this is dehydration. I'm like this. That's why I'm like teacher training on Sundays is like my longest day because I'm here for the morning class and here till 4 hours after that. And somewhere along the way, my ears start to pressure. Anyway, just so you know how I'm feeling. Just want you to know how I'm doing. That's all. Okay, so we got half moon. Can you see that or no? It's kind of light, right? Yeah. Okay. How about that? Okay. Half moon and revolved. Okay. What poses are like half moon? Can you think of? Triangle. What else? Side angle. What else? Not warrior three. Also got a similar shape to it. But that's neutral hip, square, where triangle is open. So it's got to be adjusted a little bit differently. What else is open hip? Call it open hip or single leg. Warrior two. Can you think of anything else? Tree pose. Big toe. Big toe pose. How about on the back? Same, right? Laying back. Big toe pose to the side. Same pose. So if you can see the pattern, you adjust the poses all the same. Or at least, they have the same actions. You kind of know where to put your attention and then maybe like how you can help out. You got to be partly it's like technique and you learn from me or someone that shows you. And then it's also your creativity in imagining, what they're feeling, what they're doing. Because everybody's body is different. Some people activate really hard in one spot and some people don't. Some people got tight, strong hips and some people got soft, not strong hips. And so getting the actions for the muscles, and usually it's not stretching someone out. Usually it's pushing on them to help them feel the strength they need to pull themselves into the pose. So we'll be doing a lot of like understanding grounding and pushing down, not just stretching them out, Okay, so what else? What else would you like to adjust? What? Back? Bend? Any particular back bend? No. All back bends? Just all of them. What's that? Floor bow? You mean on the belly? Bow. This is bow. Dhanurasana. Bow. Okay, I'm going to put that down here. Okay, what else? Do you think of one? Do you think of one? Anything back then? Upper bow? Upper bow? Up bow. On the back. Okay, what else? Okay. That's a good one. Any particular one? Wide leg forward fold, right? Standing, which one? Do you know? Bind? That's a good one to talk about, actually. Okay. We're forming a class here. What else? That's good too. These are all very good to address because some of them are a little tricky, and then some of them could be dangerous. So we can talk about that too and how to adjust safely. Okay, so floor. Let's do that down here. Okay, that'll keep us busy for a little while. We never have enough time to get through all of them, and I'd be surprised if we got to the end and we're like, we have half an hour left, no more poses to do. What else? That's not gonna happen. Okay, I was trying to think of just like a few things to talk about just real quick, and I tend to I get into these things, I think I'm gonna have nothing to say and end up talking for way too long. My stepdad, when he would teach these workshops, he'd have like a sheet of paper because he's a school teacher. So he'd print out a sheet of paper. We'd all get one. He'd pass them out, pass them around. And then we'd look and it'd say like, guidelines for adjusting. And it would say stuff like, make sure you breathe with the person you're adjusting. So it's kind of like we're doing the pose together and we link up, we sync up our breath. And sometimes I just got to be like, exhale. Okay, I'll take a deep breath in. And they go, and we both go, and then as you exhale, they relax, and you can push them. You never push them in anything when they're inhaling. You wait, inhale, and then exhale, and then you push them into the pose for the exhale. And then, when they inhale, you kind of just hold them steady, and then they do it again. Inhale, and then you can go a little bit deeper. Never like pulling them more while they're inhaling. It's like I kind of back off with the inhale, and exhale, you go deeper. And so the student should give you the indication that they're going to go deeper and further as they relax with the exhale. Now, if they stiffen up and they get like this and push back, you should stop right away. And then you feel that you're like, you okay? You're like, oh yeah, I just, I was going to fall, or, I just didn't feel right, or whatever it is. So that's it. Exhale, you breathe with them. It's like you're doing the pose. You are doing the pose with them. I never really thought about like that too much, but if you're breathing with them, I really get down there, I'm like feeling, I'm like, we're in it together. People don't say as much anymore, don't let me fall. But they'll still say it sometimes. If you're a teacher, you ever heard that? Don't let me fall. When you're adjusting them, because you're pulling them, they're like going to a position that they feel like they're vulnerable. And I still haven't dropped one person yet, I think. People have fallen over. I see that. But when you go into adjust, you go in kind of slow and you leave slow. You go in slow and then you leave slow. Because you got to feel like, make sure they have their balance as you walk away. So usually I've got like even like one finger on them to make sure they've got it, or I kind of push them in the direction. I think they're falling this, so I'll kind of push them that way a little bit. And then hopefully they have their balance. So these are good things to write down. I'm not going to put them up here unless you can remember them. But I always have a towel with me somewhere, because you go around, you're touching people, they're sweaty, it's nasty. And I got like this with the towel, I don't like to go like this, that's worse. So I always have a little towel. I used to bring one with me all the time to a class. I'd always have a few in the car. And now that, I have the studio, there's towels in the back. I just, always have one here, but I used to carry them with me all the time. So it's just a good habit to have. As far as adjusting goes, like asking permission, I almost get annoyed when I hear teachers ask permission in class. If you don't want to be adjusted, raise your right foot. Or, fold your mat over on the right side. Or, grab a little pass thingy. That's pretty new, and it's understandable, but it's also annoying. Hey, oh, thank you. It's understandable because there's really bad adjusters out there, and people are scared to get adjusted because most people don't know what they're doing necessarily. I've even had like very good friends who are very good teachers give me bad adjustments or just painful. You have somebody in Shavasana push on you, they push directly on your shoulder head. I'm like, ow, that hurts. Like bone, they push right here. You want to be more like here in the middle where it's soft. And you push the bone down. You don't push into the bone. You push the shoulder back, and then it feels great. It's amazing how it could be so close of a position, yet one position feels awful, and then it's a little bit more of a different position. It feels phenomenal. So I'm going to try to address any of that if we can. So anyway, Shavasana. Nobody ever asked for Shavasana adjustment. Shavasana assist. I got plenty to say on that. Those are good.
Let's add it to the list. I'll
Okay.
volunteer even. I can
Shavasana. Yeah.
So that's kind of, I tend to hesitate at assisting just because of the whole permission.
Yeah.
So do you have any advice in approaching students?
Yeah, so continuing on that point, right? For a little while, I was doing the same thing, If you want, if you don't want to be adjusted, if you find, whatever. And it's kind of like asking people if they have injuries. After a while, it's like I say it every single time, and and it's hard to memorize too. But I'll just say if anything doesn't feel good, let me know. It's up to the people to communicate to us too. Most people will tell me, hey, my shoulders hurt, or I'll go over to help them, and they'll go, hey, my hips, I just got a hip replacement or something. They'll usually, I see people are much better about communicating. They'll offer the information. They're like, cool, thank you for telling me. Thank you so much for telling me. But as far as permission goes, I kind of just do this. If they're new to me, and I haven't seen them very much, I'll give them tiny adjustments, like move your foot here, or push down here. I don't really go up to people and just and stretch them out. I go over and offer them little tips on where their feet are, where they're leaning. So it's assist and it's helpful, but it's not very, is it intrusive? I'm not really getting in their space too much. They feel safe. I want them to feel safe. If they come to class and they see that I go around helping people, then they'll have an idea of what I do and if they want to come back or not. If they don't want to be assisted, they see that I walk around a lot of assist, then they won't come to my class. But also they will, for the most part, I think, come to class if they see that I am helping, because most teachers don't help. They just take you through stuff and they never teach you anything. And at least that's what I've been told at this point. I thought, everybody taught something like, we're growing and evolving, and you realize that there's a lot of new people, and a lot of people aren't necessarily looking to dive deeper. They don't even know that they can dive deeper. When I first started, my dad took me to a workshop, and I was like, why are we going to a workshop? I learned from you. He said, well, there's more to learn. And I didn't understand that at the time. And now I understand there's a lot of teachers out there that have a lot of different points of view, which are all good. And in a way, they're all whole. Like here's a triangle pose, and one person knows this, one person knows this, another person knows this, or the little things that they offer. They may know the whole thing, but they just offer a little bit. And that can't be the end of it. So you take a workshop with somebody else, they have the time to speak about something else. Like you pick up things little by little and piece the whole thing together. So you should always keep, finding teachers to take workshops from if you know of good teachers. And I always try to, get around the best ones. That's why I bring people in from out of town. Because, they're got good perspective on things. So you can say, I assist, I help out. And if you don't want to be adjusted, when I come by, just tell me no adjustments and I'll walk away. And if you offer that information and you go over and they please don't touch me, you're not going to take offense. I used to take offense. People don't want to be adjusted. I'm like, why not? Why wouldn't you? Something wrong with me? You don't trust me? Like in my head, I'm having this conversation and it's ego. And now I, if someone says no, I'm like, cool. I walk to the next person. Adjustments and assists for the most part feel phenomenal. And they get you deeper in things that you can't get to yourself because of the strength in order to pull yourself into something. So, but the confidence thing is, you've got to practice these things. Like if I tell you all these things, then you don't do them for a month, you're gonna forget. So you got to go practice. If you teach, I mean, I would do this. I would use this stuff right away, the next day. That's not the best idea because it hasn't sunk in yet, but I wanted to try it out right away and kind of realize what I missed. And the thing about these assists is you'll learn the assist, you'll think, okay, I got it covered. The next day you go to do it with somebody and you realize that their body is working differently. You don't quite understand how their body needs to position itself for you to then do the twist. So first thing I look at, first thing you just notice, like, oh my God, look at all these people with awful alignment. It's so bad. Everybody's so bad. I can't handle it. No, I'm just kidding. You look around and you kind of have an idea. And if you have people that come consistently, then they've progressed. A lot of times they forget people that look great, and you like the people that stand out are the people that are tight and they're new, and so you go over and just bug the shit out of them when you really shouldn't. And we forget about the people that, have great practices and they want attention too. So my stepdad told me to always try to adjust everybody equally. Get here, get here, get here, get here, get here, and try to get around everybody, because you'll find that you gravitate towards certain people, whether you're comfortable with them or they just stand out. And so you'll find yourself going back to these people over and over. You have your favorites or your friends, and I try to none of that. And I try to get around to everybody. I'm like, if I've adjusted here, I'm like, okay, I already adjusted there. Let me go over here, So you see what is happening. And then I'm like, sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm going to help you. And then I'm walking over to you and I'm like, oh, she needs more help. So I'm going to go to more help. Oh, I got it. And I bypass this person. This is all just your discrimination. You're just kind of feeling the room out and finding where intuitively where you want to go to help out. But I can see something's wrong up here. The first thing I want to do is look at the roots. If it's sick, like a plant, you want to get underneath the soil kind of. So I'm looking at this, I'm going, okay, what's going on down here? And so you look at where the feet are pointing. First thing. So you can't do the assist until their body's in a better place, in a better position, because all you're doing is reinforcing the wrong position. So first I look at the feet. And I've gotten really good lately about looking at the joint. So it's foot, joint, 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 and you're going up like that. And it's pretty simple. The elbows and knees don't move a lot. So you want them to be in a certain place where they're kind of more stacked and just straight. Depending, it's either bent or straight. So ankle, then the knee, and then the hip. The hip moves a lot, the shoulder moves a lot. We want to get to the hip and the shoulder. So first is direction of the feet, then it's where's the ankle. And the ankle is going to roll or move around based on what we do with the hip. So if I pull the hip, the ankle is going to follow the hip that way. Or if I roll it in, it could roll the other way. So you got supination, pronation, and supination, which is the foot rolling like this or like this. And so what I'm looking at is when this happens, look at the knee. I can't think of a pose really where the knee is not or doesn't need to be directly over the ankle. You want it right in line. It's either in line, ankle, knee, hip, or as it's bent, it's right over the ankle. It's like a warrior two or whatever, lunge. You look, knees over here, go into warrior two, the knee falls over here, knee falls over here. So you're looking, what needs to happen for this knee to get right over the ankle and in the same direction as the toes. It's like flying monkey is a perfect example. People go way out like this and the knee's over here like this. And there's sometimes they're back here like this, or they're sitting down like this, the toe turned way out. So, we did this pose in class today. You want the toe actually pointing in, not out. Like happy baby. People like this. And they're looking around like, what the hell's going on right now? You can always tell the new ones because they're like this. So right here is, you can see I'm rolling the foot in. So I want, look, my knees are in. Turn the toe in, turn the toe in, push the knees out. Stable, strong, stable, pushing your heels, So that's first. Like I wouldn't want to stand up if I'm like this here. Stand up like that, it's like, ugh. Doesn't feel good, okay? So toe direction, joint, knee over the ankle. From there, the ankle needs to stay solid and set so that you can drive into the hip. If I've got a warrior two, my foot's pointing forward, and then I direct the knee over the heel. And there's actions, we can talk about that later, but just as far as position. Then I start to move my hip around. I want to keep the knee and ankle pretty much set, and I'm trying to push the hip forward or back, anterior tilt, posterior tilt of the pelvis. And feel the actions now. And I got to be isolated to one spot. So the ankle's isolated. In other words, it's like strong and set, and it's not going to move. And the foot's not going to move. Because as soon as you start moving the hip, it might pull the toe or the heel, one way or the other. And if you're like, you don't notice that, and you're doing a twist here, you're twisting, you're like this, and you move it, you got to recognize that because you got to put it back. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the positioning thing. I go up to somebody to help them. If I'm helping them and that heel moves, I'm going to stop. I'm going to say, put your heel back there. And let's do it again. We got to start over now. Because you've got to keep that thing pressing down to get to here. So, so you can move, this. If this here like this, then there's not the same effect. So I turn here, keep that set, and now push the hip over and feel the target area or whatever, okay? Does that make sense? I'm talking about it, but it also should be less complicated because, again, it's knee over this. And really it should start with you noticing it yourself in your practice first. You have to notice it. You have to see it happen. And then you have to put it back to where it was. So it starts with your understanding and feeling in your body, and then looking at people and starting to notice it in their body. And understanding that some people, it's happening for one reason or another. Tightness or weakness. And then it's up to you to decide, what area you're going to help them with. Is it going to be like a position thing, or is it going to be like pushing them down, helping them get stronger, more grounded thing? So I don't just go in and just adjust. I go in and find either a way to help them activate themselves or help them open with some kind of assist, okay? So let's look at let's do a sun salutation first in a certain way, and then we'll get into the pose. We have no basic standing poses except for the wide-legged forward fold. Maybe we'll do triangle with half moon, but let's stand up and do a sun salutation and give you a few things to think about. I'm going to come to the front of the mat, and we're going to go hip distance with the feet. In my teacher training, I teach this thing I created called the 12 steps, kind of. It's like the 12 principles of alignment and action. And 12 wasn't any particular number. I just wrote everything down and realized there were 12 things. So I was like, 12. And all these things came from either Iyengar teachers I had or Anusara teachers from back in the day. It all kind of started with that because before that I was practicing Ashtanga and Vinyasa classes. And there's not a lot of alignment, but there's a lot of assists. See, that's the cool thing about Ashtanga is it's nothing but assists. So the teacher will tell you, it's like actions. The teacher will tell you, bring your elbows out more, pull your shoulders back. But they're not telling you exactly why. Just giving little actions to do. Squeeze your legs up, point your toes up, push through your heel or whatever. But then the Iyengar and Anusara teaches, which Anusara is Iyengar. It's just a happier version of Iyengar. Iyengar teachers are usually angry and mean. Mine were pretty cool, but they like to yell a lot, which is fun. It's a lot of fun. What was I going to say? The Iyengar teachers they explain why. All these little details. So you'll hold poses longer for, much longer than like a flow class. Flow class would be like, everything is like 5 breaths, except now it's like a half a breath or 1 breath and everything because people just go way too fast. So we'd hold everything for about 5 breaths. Sun salutation's half a breath, but hold the pose, triangle pose, hold it, 5 breaths. But in like Iyengar, you could be there for 5 minutes because they're detailing everything. I try to detail a certain area, not the whole thing. I've gotten way beyond trying to make you do the whole pose in its entirety and completed form right now. I've just figured if you're coming regularly, we'll get there. But you've got to come regularly, and I've got to be watching every day as much as I can possibly keep my awareness lit to help everybody as much as I can. And little by little, I'll dress the hands. Good for today. You got to remember that. You remember that. Next day, feet. Little parts. You don't need to do everything today. It's just way too much stress on you to fix everybody. Keep coming back little by little. Okay, so we look at the feet here. And the feet point forward. Toes. Different people have different shaped bones. So sometimes the knees turn in a little bit. It's not as common, but that'll happen. Some people are bow-legged. Their knees will turn out slightly. And so we're trying to get more like even. So if you're bow-legged, you might adjust the foot a little bit and just gently hug it. You never want to feel pressure on the knees one way or another, though. So you pay attention to that because you can overwork some type of squeeze and it puts pressure on the joint. So if you feel that, that's what you're looking for. And you can ask people too. Knee feel good? Okay, let's keep going. If the knees are buckling in, then you want to push the knees a little bit wide. Okay, so a lot of this stuff is happening at the hip unless it's like a bone-shaped thing. So we are either hugging in the legs or pushing out. It really depends on the person. I always just thought the legs were internally rotating. That's it. But up at the hip joint, if the muscles are weak on the outside, then the knees will buckle in a little bit like this. So you'll be in down dog, and you'll see people like this, or even like this. The knees in. Can you see my knees? Like this. You ever see this person? Totally. So we bend and we push out and turn the heels. And then we try to hold the knees wide. So here's thighs wide. And then you go back. The thighs wide thing means you're externally rotating the legs out. Again, I didn't hear this until I was taking classes with previous Ashtanga teachers that turned to Anusara. And they eventually turned back to something else. So it's like this. So do this with me. Just bend your knees, put your hands here and push out. Don't push out hard. Push out just enough, and then the hands will push back, and the sensation should start to go to your hips. Do you feel your hips? That is an action. You are pushing the thighs wide, which takes a muscular contraction to create. So the muscles out here on your hips, you feel the stretch, but it's actually them squeezing and pulling. So that's an external rotation, but we didn't externally rotate. That's like the beginning of that motion without moving it. So this muscle is getting stronger. I've adjusted people a lot in down dog. I go to adjust them, and the sides of the hips are super, like pillowy, like pillows, very soft. So we got to get stronger here. And, it's usually women. Men, we're all just tight asses, there's all these just whatever, tight legs and tight whatever. So, you want to push the knees here wide. And do it again. Just push out gentle, like, you can progressively go stronger, but don't go strong right away. Sometimes you cramp up or whatever. So just gentle push. You feel your hips? Now go slowly to straight legs and keep the same kind of movement with the thighs going wide. Now the counter for the thighs going wide down below is your feet. You have to press down inside the foot, which is the inner heel and the big toe mound. You press down there as the thighs go wide. They'll counter. So now you're thinking, okay, my ankles go in, my thighs go out. You don't want the knee to move. We said knee doesn't move because that joint doesn't have a lot of mobility. Same with the elbow. That doesn't move. The movement is at the hip. The strength and anchor is at the ankle. Okay, come on up. Does that make sense? Questions? Okay, down dog, we do the exact same thing. In down dog, you look at the feet, and we're trying to get the toes pointing straight forward, and then it's either thighs back or is thighs wide and back. When I say back, it's more like a pull from here. Squeeze. Not squeezing, squeezing. Do you see it? Soft, and then squeezing. I can bend my knee and literally squeeze here, and if I think I'm pulling the thigh bone back, it feels like I'm squeezing from in here and all the way into the hip. So if you're down here, it's like this. It's like lifting up. That's the feeling as you're drawing everything up into your pelvis. Okay? Let's try that. Feet hip width. And the toes, go ahead and stand up for a second. And the toes point forward. Toes point forward. And when you lift your toes, but I can see the ankles bow out. So another cool thing my stepdad would say is lift your pinky toe higher than your big toe. He would say that all the time. And I never really understood it then, but it made sense. I felt it until later. And I started to understand more anatomical stuff. And I realized that's just genius. Just lift the pinky toe higher than the big toe. He had a really good teacher. Ankles a little bit in, just to get the ankle from rolling out. The ankle is just over the heel. Now this is isolated. And the thighs go back. So I'm pulling, I got to pull up, 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 and try to squeeze all the way to here, and then pull back. The hip bone right here goes up. That happens because of your low belly. You pull this back, and like under the navel, or the sides of the waist, the pubic bone, you pull up. So these bones should lift. You never have to tuck the tail. Because this lifts, this goes down. Your butt is releasing down, never squeezing. The only time you're squeezing, like when there's this rotation. And then you can work that a little bit more. But here, neutral, always releasing. Back bends, always releasing, never squeezing. Hip bones lift, waistline back, ribs lift, not pop. Here, it's the sides that lift. This isn't lift. This isn't lift. Straight up equally. That's a lift. It needs to come from down in here deep. You got to pull harder through here. Not reach more, but pull more from inside. Okay. Inhale, bring the arms up. And hold here for a moment. Go palms forward. Now, as you're reaching straight up, are your ribs popping out? Pull them down. Thighs back, reach higher, fingers. You don't have to spread, but reach fingers. The hands are not too wide, get them right in here. So if you look up, shoulder width. So if you're like this, you don't have an idea of how wide your shoulders are. Shoulders here. Reach really high, stretch more, make the elbows straight. Elbows. Inhale, reach, exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, head up. Okay, walk it back, top of a push-up. And then just go back to down dog. Just go right back to down dog. So in Ashtanga, we always say feet are hip width. But I've been saying lately feet a little wider than the hips. Probably been saying that for 6 months or something, I don't know. But it's to help get those knees and thighs wide. So I want you to think outer thighs go back, but see your heels can't move because it's coming from the hip. Bend your knees, pause. Where are your knees? In or out? You've got to either push them out or hug them in. You want them in line with the ankle. Then push your thighs back again. That's what that's for. People say bear pose, but that's what that's for. You bend your knees, get the knees in line with your ankles, feel into the balls of your feet, and then push back, or it's like a lift up into your pelvis. Okay, tippy toe, walk it up to the front, inhale. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, rise up, and exhale. How'd that work? Any different?
Yeah.
Any questions? So again, we want to activate and rotate through here, whether it's in or out. We want the actions to come from here, but we've got to be isolated down there. And so your feet or your hands have to feel even on the floor. Based on the tightness of the shoulder or outside tightness, it'll pull from in. It's always inside. No one's ever going like this. Not in down dog. In like a standing pose, they go like this, people all the time. Like loose joints, always like this. Then you got to get even. Whether it's like the hands even or the fingertips. And so this is isolated so that you can move your shoulders without the whole thing moving around. Same thing with the foot and the hip. Okay, let's try it again. So just in regards to the arms and in down dog, I said reach from inside your body. So usually people are like, they're just dumping down, hanging out, very not active, in a posture which is understandable because it's hard. And the most comfortable thing to do is like sink. That's the easiest thing to do, is just try to sink. But we want to create space. So the first part, and sun salutation has all the information. The first part of a sun salutation is extension. And it's reaching. That's the first thing you should be doing in every pose, is just trying to get longer, not trying to go deeper. If you get longer to start, it'll pull you in different directions to create the space to go deeper. So you're just trying to get longer. And a lot of the longer feeling is through midline. Pelvic floor, inner thighs, pelvic floor, belly, waist, ribs, the spine. So when you're reaching sun salutation, I do a lot of pressing, or we have a block in between our hands. We'll do that in fundamentals. And you're just trying to reach up. I don't really say a whole lot of shoulders away from the ears because that's bullshit. Bullshit. You've got to reach up like this. Reach and reach and reach. Don't ever do this. Or tell people to do that. All that does is make me dump down. We need to do this. And if the shoulders need to be up here, they have to be up here for now. But the action is squeezing out here and rotating like this. And look, the ears away from the shoulders. Oh, amazing. And we never ever went like this. So you've got to reach. This is first. You got to feel this stretch here. Okay, so reach up. Look up and press your palms, stay, then hold that right there. Keep reaching with your breath. Strong exhales. Deep breath in. Strong exhales. Deep breath in. Reach, reach, reach. And exhale, forward fold. Relax your neck. Inhale, head up. Okay, walk it backward. You can jump back and go in lower this time. Chaturanga, up dog, down dog. And, if I say stuff like, that's bullshit, it's because, I was lied to also. And I taught the same thing for a while. Just, trying to do the right thing. And it's just, you got to understand that certain things come before other things. So you can't teach the pose in its entirety. You're teaching bit by bit from the floor up. Okay, so a very long down dog. Press forward. And then I want you to lift your chest up. And bring your sternum a little forward. Relax your neck. Keep your ribs in. And keep pulling the body forward. Press the hands forward, thighs back. Good. Squeeze your legs. Lift the knee, lift the thigh. Squeeze, lift. Okay, come on forward. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Come all the way up, stand up. Inhale, rise up. And then exhale, hands to your side. What's your name? Can I use you for a second? Come up here. I'm going to have you put your heels at the wall, I think. And then the hands out here. Let's see how you do on the wood. This is just so everyone can see. Yeah, how's that feel? Good? You can go further? No? Okay, are you okay with the hands like just on the okay, and then walk your feet back. More. She got her heels down so she can make it a little bit longer. Go forward top of a push-up. Let's see where you're at. Yeah, just about right. Go back. So that's your down dog distance. It can be less. You know, if you're tight, if you're stiff, I'd make it less. You're not stiff. Go back. Okay, so I'm going to address her shoulders, but I'm just looking at the feet real quick. And a lot of people put their heels down easily. My heels don't go down. I've been trying for 20, 30 years. They don't go down. They just don't. So I say heels down forever. I said that. And I don't say it a whole lot. You are driving your heels down. But if you focus on the toes up and then the arch lifts, I've been you're looking around. So many people just, like we said, just sink. They're just hanging out. They're not active. The leg, you're trying to pull everything up from the front all the way to here and pull the thigh like up into the pelvis. And this is especially necessary for when you're going to jump up, because you don't jump like horizontal. You want to jump up. So this has to pull up. The pelvis has to go for the feet to land softly. You know, and you got to be able to really press in your arms. So the arm thing. So if you're always dumping down, you're never creating stability in your shoulders. There's no necessarily right or wrong. It's like, don't hurt yourself. That's it. Is it good to sink down? Yeah, it is. I'll do it, but I won't sit there and do it forever. I'll go back the other way too. This is strength. This is flexibility. Do we need both? Yes. Do we just do this thing only because it feels good all the time? No. We got to do some of this too. You've got to lift up. And what's really kind of messes with your head is you got to go forward like this. Forward. And this goes back the other way. So now you're pulling in two different directions. Okay? The reason for this to go forward is so that we can take care of this. So sink down again. You can't move your shoulders going down. In order to move your shoulders, which we need to spread the shoulder blades out, you go up, then you go forward a little bit and pause. Now you can spread the shoulder blades apart. So this, rotate here. Now, see her hand moved when I did this. That's the thing with the foot too. I start moving the hip or the thigh. The foot can't move. So if it moves, you got to put it back and then readdress this. So we want the forearm to go up and forward. We don't want the elbow dumping down. Elbow stays up, and then it's a rotation here. So bend your elbows. See how they're bowed out? Don't do anything except hug your elbows toward each other and feel over here. Feel the squeeze to the sides. Hold that. Don't go straight yet. Keep them bent. And then hug them in. Elbows in. You know what this is? Forearm balance. This squeezing right there. Like that. Hovering. That's forearm balance. And she'll feel it right in here, right? Now go straight. Good. Now you feel it over here. and this spreads apart. Now hold that right there. Now push the floor and keep your sternum going slightly forward without bending your arms. Squeeze and then squeeze back. Up and back. Press forward and get longer. Okay, come on out. How'd that feel?
So much better.
So much better? Why better?
It just, I felt lengthened instead of, because I dump a lot,
Yeah.
especially in my shoulders.
Yeah.
So I just, the minute you just did that one touch, I went, oh.
Longer is a really good word. And even though I said it's comfortable to dump down, when you pull your shoulder blades like this, she went forward and then like this. I can't tell you how great. Do you know how bad your shoulder blades feel up in your neck like this? You know, I'm talking like an upper bow especially. You know how painful that is? Can you imagine your shoulder blades feeling that good as they do painful by just doing the opposite? Thank you. So it's not shoulders away from the ears. It's reach through your belly. And then it's this. And then you go here. And you're like, oh, my arms aren't here. Don't put them there. Just don't. You don't have to have them here. Here. You want to lift from your waist and then rotate the shoulder blades away from each other. They spread out. Protraction. Shoulder blades go out. Feels like you're doming the upper back. That is strength and stability in your shoulders. From there, all you got to do is start pulling more from in here. Stable, and then get longer through your middle, through the midline. So I just keep lifting the sternum and pushing in from right here. So I said doming, and you nudge it right here. You just nudge in. That's it. And so you still have the strength. It feels like you're doing cat pose and then pulling the sternum up while still doing cat pose. Does that make sense? So if you get these things set, all these poses, I'm going to say the same thing. The thing about the big toe, the ankle, where the knee's at, all these poses. That's why I took the time for that. So let's look at trying. You guys understand the shoulder thing? Hands shoulder width. You know, usually we're like this because we're jumping up and jumping back in sun salutation, and the hands are usually out here. But really, the shoulders are about here, right? This is more under my shoulder, but now I'm inside the foot line. So we're always told like fingers and toes on one line, and it's out here. But Ashtanga is a different practice because we're jumping up and jumping back and jumping through. The hands are always wide because of that. But truly, to get in line with the shoulder, I've actually got to come in. So every time I go back to down dog, I take my hands and I walk them in a little bit. And then I reach from there, you know, down dog. Here, up dog, down dog, and I go. A little bit in. I'm going to pull up, forward, and just soften a little bit behind the heart. I'm neither dumpy or too round. You need both, but they got to be both happening in here at the same time, kind of. You know, squeeze the belly, pull the sternum forward, and rotate. There's the rotation right there. That's the squeeze. Shoulder blades spread. And the thing about it is if you don't pay attention, you'll start to go back to the old thing. I play golf a lot, and there's a lot of things that are happening, just like a yoga pose. A lot of things that can be happening at once. And I can focus on this one thing I think is going to do it. All my attention is here, but I'll forget about other parts. Those other parts will go into the old pattern. So I could be all set. I'm going to do great. And I'm thinking about this, and I throw the club. And other things just did what they did before, which is either not move or forget to rotate, or I lose my balance and I mess it up. And it's very frustrating. Yoga pose can be like that. You're thinking about this and you forget all about this other thing. And so we go back into old patterns. And you gotta just, oh, hey, this one thing I got, this new pattern. Eventually it all come together. But you just gotta go through your body and feel. Not get perfect. Just become aware of whatever it is you're feeling. And not get mad at yourself or force yourself anything, but understand, oh, I usually do this, I'm doing this. Okay, I gotta feel this get longer, and just breathing, and just you're just not pushing more into something, just observing, noticing how you feel, what's tight, whatever. Some days are good, some days are not. Okay, let's do down dog again real quick and just do that thing. We're gonna do half triangle pose and half moon. Sorry, that was a cough. My mouth is dry, like I said, talk too much. That's why Joy brought me the throat lozenges. That's what she handed me, honey throat lozenges. Isn't that nice? Okay, so the arms. Why don't you look at your hands real quick. Make sure the middle finger is pointing forward or slightly wider. Don't go all the way out where your index finger is pointing forward, but the middle finger in line with the forearm and the upper arm. Now bend your elbows, pull the elbows toward each other, and hold that for a second. So your elbows bend, then pull in toward each other. You want to feel the inner shoulder go up, and then push straight. Push straight. There you go, lift your chest up. A little bit up and forward. You've got to get your neck longer. Shoulder blades spread, neck longer. So just here, push down right here. Push down inside palm. Keep your elbows up. Lift up a little bit here. That's better, but hold that right there. You want your shoulder blades to spread out. Let's turn this in a little bit. Right there. That's good right there. So your wrists are more square to the front now. And push down right here. And this goes up and out. Hold that. Soften in and forward. Right there. Hold that right there. Don't move. Now squeeze your legs and belly. And lift your toes. You can lift your toes because it helps to lift the knees, but you can put your toes down, but then never grab the floor with your toes. You want your ankles. Look at your ankles. If there's a lot of lines in the ankles, you might lift your heel up a little bit. Just because you can get your heel down in down dog doesn't mean it should stay there. If your heels go down, but it's because you're dumping, lift your toes. Feel the ankles lift. The knees, the thighs lift. And then walk it back up. Inhale. And forward bend. Exhale. Inhale. Rise up. And exhale. Hands to your side. Okay, we feeling that? It's no right or wrong. You can argue both directions of anything. It's just whether you put a lot of pressure on the joint or not. That could be unsafe. You just think like unsafe. So you want to protect. I don't ever talk about a stretch. I'm always talking about how to engage. As you're taking the bones with the muscles to move things around. You are bone shifting, but it's the muscles that are pulling and activating. So you have to be aware. You have to be more conscious to activate a muscle. Because unconscious, you can just hang out in a pose. Nothing happening, just hang out. There's effort because you're pressing down the floor and holding yourself up, but everything's activation. Big muscles take over little muscles. So we're going to do triangle pose. Who said triangle? Oh, no, nobody said triangle. Who said half moon? You did, yeah. You want to come up and do triangle, then you do half moon. Gabe's going to come up, we'll do triangle. Now, we just got through talking about neutral pelvis, which the sun salutations, whether the feet are together or apart, is neutral. So then when you do crescent warrior, that's neutral too. That means the pelvis is square. The legs are split. Usually it's like this. So we've got to get back to this. And that's what we're talking about, like knee position. So if I go into a lunge and step up like this, if I stand up, this foot would be over here. What has to happen for this to be neutral standing? I got to go like this, right? That's neutral. Back to the center. So what I do, I move my knee in. So if I'm back here, I can bring the knee in, and I got to take the foot out. Now it's neutral again, because this is more external. And people will step up and leave their back foot like this. This is, I think, unsafe. I feel pressure through the hip flexor here. You hear about people getting tears. This is a good way to do it. I don't want this to go forward like this. I've got to turn here and then put pressure on it, and then it's like, oh, it's like perfect. You feel exactly where it should be. If you're an upward bow and you're pushing up the whole pelvis, it's kind of the same thing. Putting pressure through here that way, without the rotation, is a recipe for injury. So you rotate, boom, rotate. Then you push a little forward, but it's more lifting, okay? So even in the lunge here, this neutral, I get the rotation, and then it's lifting. And I can sink down and put pressure, but it's lifting, okay? So that's neutral. Now we're jumping right into this external rotation. So Gabe will take his feet out wide, and and let's turn that foot in for a second. That's more neutral, because it's forward, but the legs are pretty wide. So depending on a person's need, this is more like you're feeling an external or internal rotation. What that'll do, external, like you can be in a wide leg and push, and I know we're going to get to it, but you could push out or in. Out or in. We just got through saying in down dog, some people go like this, some people are like that. Weak, strong, overly strong, underdeveloped. So we're trying to get neutral as far as what's happening here. Even. Okay, come on up standing. All right, so the right foot is going to pivot. That pivot comes from the hip. But, you move the foot to get to the hip. And let's shorten your stance a little bit. Okay, hold that. Hands to your waist. Go straight leg. Straight leg. Okay, hold that. They go into the pose. The first thing we look at is what? We look at the feet. How do the feet look? Pretty awesome. I was thinking the same thing. So he's got it lined up. As Gabe was in teacher training, you did 300, right? And 200. Yeah, he did them back to back. So he knows, pretty much what I'm asking and everything. But we line this up, heel to arch. I used to say heel to heel, which is, I just say heel to arch and people get as close as they can. We don't want this to be too wide. Like if his back foot was over there, that'd be a problem for stability. He'd be a little bit wobbly. It's easier from the tightness, but you're going to be wobbly, so it's really not worth it. Heel to arch. So just get that as close as you can. The back foot is neutral, which means it needs to turn in a little bit. Just like we do a sun salutation, you're like this, you just turn in a little bit in. You want to feel the back leg rotating in, or at least the position, the initial position. And some of this stuff takes a little while. We could be talking about this for 3 hours. And you see how his foot's pointing that way. So this needs to turn more this way. That's it. That was to get this to go like that. Now the knee's not taking any pressure. This leg can squeeze, and this knee will feel fine. I want this is more important than this being down, If the heel lifts all the way upright and we're neutral, it's easy to balance. Since his leg feels this rotation and you squeeze the leg straight, you just got to be careful. I want this to feel good. But it's up in here. So you want the groin to go back, the outer thigh to go forward, and to feel this. So, I may go and help somebody. This is all I do. Hey, you just put your foot right here and then just, do that. And I walk away. That's it. Just get them to feel something a little bit different. Okay, so turned in rotation. This is out. So if you bend the knee and then push the knee wide, hold that. If this goes this way, what do you think this is going to do? It's going to start to roll out. So you have to push down right here. This is the power button. And I say this, I just said it in down dog. I said push down here, but push this wide in down dog. Even though it's internal, do you understand it was internal, but we activated the outer hip. So we had to pull the thighs wide. So this is external, but the same thing, that the thigh goes wide. But we counter it with this. We want this to move, this to stay, and this not to get pulled by everything else. So this is isolated. Push down here, light toes. Believe me, you get into a pose, the toes will start grabbing the floor, the ankle will break down, the hip's not firing. You've got to really think about these things. And you put all your attention over here, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, my back leg's just totally lost now. And you got to go back that leg. And so a lot of times it's just about being in the pose. And the first couple of breaths, you might be thinking about lunch. So you can stay in a pose for a little while and like snap back into your body like, oh my God. And then you start thinking about things, or, I'd say thinking, but observing and activating. And little by little, it's just all kind of like, it's like you're blossoming, flowering. I don't know how it looks, but that's how it feels. Okay, so pressing down, ankle set. This is like in while this is going out. You hear that in down dog sometimes. Press, like rotate forearms in while externally rotating the arm. What that means is this feeling is anchoring you down so you can go like this and have this and this like spiral away from each other. One is just not moving basically, while the other one is moving. But you have to press down the opposite to make it not move while this is moving. Okay, so leg goes straight. Arms go out. This is square to the side. This is not. This goes here. 45 degrees to start. If you look down like this and go into it, it'll be easier. If someone's tight, maybe you should do it like this sometimes. Face down and go into it, and then you can rotate back up. From here, this goes back and this goes forward. So it's like this. Like that. So you can just stand there and just give them a little turn like that. That'd be pretty easy. But as you're going like this wants to follow. So this will go in. This has to go the other way of this. Everything is working in opposites. Knee goes here, ankle goes there. Knee goes here, hip goes the other way. Hip goes this way, body goes this way. Elbow goes this way, shoulder goes that way. So the ankle's like this, internal, and the hip is external. Okay? There's only the two. You got external, single leg, all those poses we mentioned, and you've got neutral. That's pretty much it. Goddess is kind of both. You can think of it external, but you can also think of it as internal. I've seen goddess pose in books where the feet are pointing forward, not out. They go both ways. It depends. One's flexibility, one's stability. You turn your toes more forward, that's stable. You turn your toes more out, that's flexible. What do you need? Probably guys need to be more flexible, girls need to be more stable. So we turn the toes in instead. Want to switch? Switch sides. Just turn the other way. Yeah, left. There you go. Okay, bend the knee. The knee goes toward the pinky toe without the foot moving. This is important. You've got to see these things happen. Without the foot moving, externally rotate. Okay, go down to it. Ankle in, thigh out. Hand ankle, hand floor, big toe, whatever. This is rotating in. This is rotating out. But the feeling is that they're both externally and away from each other. That's the feeling. In other words, this now, after rotating like this, is pushing back. It's like down dog. You rotate in and then you push wide. So this stays like back here. There's a rotation first and then it's back here. While that is rotating like, so the feeling, the position is in, the feeling is both legs go out. Okay? All right, so here's the assist. And this is the same for half moon. So we get to half moon, you got to remember this. You look at the feet, boom, feet are good. Look at the ankles and the knees, the rotations that are happening here. And if I need to, I talk about that. Like if the foot's rolling or whatever, there, I'll like stand next to somebody so they don't fall over, and I'll go push right here. You'll feel this. I'll come by and it's just a touch. I'm like this right here. And I push down the big toe mat and say, push that down. I look at their ankle and I may just like, hey, turn your ankle and hold that right there. So I'll put them in the position and have them hold that position. I see the toes are grabby, I brush the toes. Hey, soft toes. Just a brush, brush. Right? This touching thing, this is why it's so important to touch. You know, but you gotta gain trust too. You don't get creepy. Girls can get creepy too. Girls get creepy. And there's more female teachers. There's more chances for creepiness. They think guys love it. And guys often don't love it. Like, don't touch me there. You know, you can get a little bit weird sometimes. You know, guys can be nasty. Girls can be weird. Okay, so it's like brush, brush. Hey, soften the toes. And I'm like, squeeze here. Squeeze here. There's this hip crease. I go like this. I don't do anything that's creepy, but it's active. Hey, bop, bop, bop. Hey, bop, bop, bop. Hey, pull that back. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's very effective. Okay, there's different ways to assist, but here's a simple assist. You stand behind them. I've got this part of my hip on them like this. I'm not going to stand like this. That's creepy. I stand here like this, and I can step forward. My back is against them, or my belly is on the back. You have to be here because you can't start to pull them back when they feel there's no support, because they'll start to feel like they're falling back. So if you go like this and they know you're there, you can assist better. All I'm doing is pushing the tailbone and the sacrum down, and I'm pulling this up. It's really lengthening through here. So I'm kind of like pulling up and back. So I go sacrum down, or you can go like on the hip and the thumb down, and then it's the shoulder, not right here on the bone. I'm somewhere around the pec here. Here's the inner shoulder, collarbone's right here, inner shoulder, and I'm gonna kind of pull like this. I'm not even gonna grab. Just pull like this up. I've got his arm blocked here. This point, thumb, sacrum, hand pressing down. Five, we help him up. Other side. So just go like this. You grab their wrist. There's the hip crease. You don't pull the hip crease straight back. You pull it around. So I'm going to go find the hip crease. I'm going to go 2 fingers in the hip crease. I'm going to pull like the butt back as I pull them forward. I want you to do that first. Go down. Come around here. You can look at the feet or whatever. I'm sure you guys will be great. And it's sacrum down. And the shoulder here. Remember, you're right behind them so I can feel you. So, I'm trying to make it pretty simple for now, but I'm pressing down and I'm pulling up. Depending, the person, but it's a spiral like this. Okay? Questions? Let's do this one. Come on up. Find a partner. Just go. Look at the feet. Look at the ankle. Look at the knees. And think about the rotation. Stand behind them. So your hip is next to their hip, their front hip. Your hip and their front hip. You got to stand there. Your front hip and your back hip and their front hip. So just go with this leg right here. So watch, let me see real quick. Go like this,
Okay.
and you kind of like brush it back slightly,
Okay.
and then you step.
Okay. Shoulder. You can pull back more.
There you go. There, and then it's your right leg, boom, right there. Let's turn the toe in a little bit more. Let's turn this foot in a little bit more. Yeah, hold that. Okay, let's see here. So she's leaning way over here, right? She needs to come here. Okay, hold that. Okay, a little bit out. Hold that. Push down here. There, see, the ankle went in. You need that. Lift here. Pull back right here. Okay, hold it. Hold that. Okay, now, see where the arm is? You want to bring the arm here. And now we need to pull this in. In, right there. Hold that. Okay. Let me see your body real quick. Okay, let's put this right here. Yeah, so hold. Don't push forward. Draw back this way with your right leg. So it's like this way, that way, and then this leg supports their back. Don't push them.
Okay.
You're just supporting. You're a wall. You're gonna pull them back into the wall. This goes straight up. Okay, and you can push down here. Okay, hold that. And then from here, you need to pull up. You got to get around here. So you want to go like this. Hook and shoulder.
Hook?
Yeah, hook, like this, and the hand right here. Hand like this, right here. Up. Hook this, though, with the elbow. Your elbow. Hook. Let me see. Look. Let go. Let go. Watch. Hook. Here. Elbows up. Yeah, like that. Elbow. Hook the elbow around. Hook. Hand. Yeah. Here. So see all the space?
Yeah.
Hook. Here.
Okay.
And then hand here. Hold that. Straight up and down. There you go. That's better. That's closer. Okay, keep this right here. Okay, now belly and push down. Did we get there? Finally. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Keep the neck long. Good? Got it?
Yeah, great.
You guys got it? How you doing? Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so first, yeah, this hip is here. Okay. Hey, come on down for a second. Come on out for a second. I know it's difficult to remember everything, but let's just real quick, with the person that you're helping, one person do triangle, one person get ready to assist. Do that now. One person get triangle, the other person ready to assist. Do that real quick. Find your partner and just one person triangle, one person ready. Whatever leg is in front, your back hip goes up against their front hip. Let me see real quick. And you're standing like facing forward. Okay, now watch. I'm brushing. You're not going to push. You don't want to knock them over. I'm brushing this hip back. I'm really not pushing on her. But the feeling is going to be like a brush. And it's going to keep this hip crease back. So I'm here, and I kind of brush that hip crease that we just moved. Brush. And I step forward, and I put my thigh up against their ribs. I'm short. I have to lift my heel. Maybe you're tall, and you have to bend your knee a little bit. Like, work it out. I'm pushing down, and I'm hooking like this. I hook, and then the hand here. And I'm pulling up. Hook, here. Look at my elbow. My elbow is literally grabbing the arm. And then I'm like this. Do you see what happened there? I grab and I go up. but I got to go now with the shoulder. So up and with the shoulder. Okay? Does that feel different? Up. Push sacrum down and go up. Here. Try it. And then switch. Huh? Backhand pushing down.
And the other one's pushing up.
Pulling up.
So I was going, I think, more like forward, like almost that way direction down. It's more this way down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just sacrum down. You're pushing the tailbone to the back heel. If you think of it that way. Yeah. Yeah. Right here. You could do that. You could totally do that and then just like pull that back, but you want to go here. Use your shoulder to push their arm forward. And hold that right there. Don't let this arm go too far back. Right here. And then you go like this, and you could also go like this. Down. Right, down legs. Right there, we said legs grounding. The other stuff, lengthening. Yeah. So you're going up. Put this thigh right here. Touch the back so they can feel you. They'll go back into you more if you do that.
Okay.
Push down.
I was like, I'm wobbly.
And then up, just like that. You just make sure you don't push them over.
Okay.
Because you want to stand there and pull them kind of back into you a little bit.
Okay.
And keep your neck long in here. 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 Like this. You don't want to feel this.
Okay, it feels so much better.
Feel like this.
Thank you.
Yeah. You do this one too, like you do like this.
Oh,
That's really good.
Yeah.
Or
I'm
sometimes they
used
go
to
like
like
this.
grabbing in and pulling open and then down,
That's okay.
but this is easier than
That's
to do more
what I would do is I wouldn't pull this, but I would tap it.
to get her to engage.
Hey, engage there, and then I would go back to here again and push down. This is grounding, pushing down. Yeah, but I would activate. And
right
the
under
assist,
this, right under this pelvic.
you either go on the sacrum,
Okay.
which feels great, or you can go on top like this and pull down like that too. And then just keep pulling up, up, through here. So this thigh is sweeping this way. This thigh. You're sweeping this way.
I'm sweeping this way.
Yeah, back.
Okay.
This thigh is lightly touching here, and you're pulling her to you.
Okay. Probably not the best way to pull you. Sorry.
And then here, like this. Here and here. Now
Okay.
pull up. Hold that. Go right here.
You want me to come
Right
lower?
here.
Okay.
Right there. Up. Just like that. Reach. Hold that. Yeah. So do you hear her? Says she's falling backward.
so what should I
So you just keep this here, and you ground. This is like down,
Okay.
and then you're not pulling back. You're pulling up. This is going straight up. So she should feel like she's getting longer, and not like you're pulling her. Yeah. Now she's going forward because you're leaning.
Oh, because now I'm.
Now you're leaning into her.
Jesus.
That's the thing about being really close.
Yeah.
Is you got to get used to kind of being there neutral and then activating the pose and knowing that you might push them or pull them one way or the other. Okay, come on out. Come on out. Half moon. Want to come up real quick? Half moon. This is trickier but easier. It really depends on like how you go about it. You can stand in front of or behind. One of the best things for half moon is just to focus on the back foot. But because you're on one foot, it's hard. You can't like move their back foot around because you'll knock them off balance.
How long will I be in half moon?
Not very long. One of the best things you could do. One of the best things you can do is put your foot at the wall like this, and create triangle pose. Toe, heel, line, 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 arch. And usually, we go into it like this. See my hip? So in triangle, we said, the hip rotation goes like this. You're going this way. So when I go into triangle pose, I feel like I'm sweeping the hips over here and then spiraling open to get down in triangle pose. Half moon is the same. It's just harder because you don't have 2 feet on the floor. You've only got this 1 foot. And then I'm trying to like get to the hip. So normally, naturally, the leg goes like this. Because your leg then, it goes over here like, I'm doing it. And you actually want to go like this. I'm not doing it. But you really are doing it. This. From here, this leg doesn't move. And then I reach this leg without this leg moving. So in a way, this hip is pushing to the right, while this thigh is pushing to the left. But it's reaching. It's more of a reach. And I want to get longer through here. Not dumpy here, but longer through here and turn. Crazy thing about yoga is like you're putting pressure on something, and the other thing has got to pull the other way. So you start to go this way, but you got to push out the other way at the same time. And you start going like this way and that way and this way, and everything's like pushing opposite, push, then you got to push, then you got to push, and it's all these things countering at the same time to hold you there. And then, that's why you got to kind of like really be in it and feel it and be interested and not be in a battle. You're not in a fight with yourself. What the hell? I'm kicking my own ass. Remember that from Liar Liar? And Jim Carrey, he's punching himself in the bathroom. No. What are you? I'm kicking my own ass. That's kind of in yoga. You're like putting yourself in all these positions. But let's take half moon. So the reason I say the back front of the wall is because I really want to help the back leg. But sometimes, the leg just kind of stays out there suspended. And, it works out fine. But you could help out. But go ahead and take the half moon. I'd like to see the hand under the shoulder. So he'll pop it up. And generally in the pose, what I'll do is I'll hold somebody here and say, bend the knee. Bend it, bend it, bend it, bend it, bend it. Hold that. And see how the knee's going that way. Start to push the knee over to the left toward the pinky toe. There. As the knee goes left, what do you think the bottom foot's got to do? You got to press down inside and get that big toe to push down as the knee goes out. From here, straight leg. And I'm going to go to this hip crease just like triangle and start to pull the hip crease back. So I can get my body or my hip in there to do that. I'm holding this leg up in support. And I'm like touching right here, the thigh, like activate, activate, activate. You can point or flex, lift and rotate. So it's real easy to knock them over. So I'm not knocking them over. I know what I want. I want this rotation. I don't need to push them that way. It draws back and moves that way. And I'm helping the body spiral. Okay? This is good. This is very good. This is great. And I'm not dragging him hard. And slowly, kind of softly lengthening. So I'm pulling the inner thigh back here, keeping the hip brushing back. And it's helping to pull up and lengthen, 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 and down. I know. Okay, other side. So that's great. I'm trying to repeat the same things. I'm telling you the same things. From triangle to this. Thigh goes back, outer thigh back. Not just up here, but the outer thigh too. Outer thigh goes back. I'm lengthening forward. So I'm just standing here as a wall for him. Making sure that this doesn't go forward, right? So the knee bend, knee go pinky toe. Hold that, now straight. Hip crease goes back. Sides lengthen, sides lengthen. I stand here, and look, he's not falling over. I'm not pushing him. I'm just standing here, bracing for protection. Now you can feel comfortable and lean back. So I just lightly start to pull the shoulder back here, and then the thigh back. Now go around my back. Bend your knee, and take your arm around my back. There you go. Now you hold here. Then you do the same thing. Shoulder, thigh. shoulder, thigh. And you grab your ankle. Okay, breathe. Now relax, wherever you are, relax. Good, again, inhale, exhale, relax. One more, inhale, exhale, relax. And release. It's half moon, full moon. Let's go. You can always switch partners too, change it up. Anybody not have a partner? Anybody not have a partner? I need one up here. Oh wait, you got one. Okay, never mind. I mean, you can grab the wrist. Hey, you can grab the wrist up top. You can grab the fingers too. You can grab their fingers, just pull fingers straight up. Pull the finger straight up. That works really well. Okay, but it's like here.
Is there a direct recipe?
Here.
Is it like exactly right outside like collarbone? Like what's your recipe for getting right at the perfect spot to pull through the shoulder?
So you round like this. So go like this. Okay, go forward like this. Do it. Like open hands. Okay, so just push here, push. Hold that. Now lift your sternum higher. 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 Hold there. Now go a little bit wider. A little bit wider. More reach out. More reach out. And then pull the sternum up again. Okay, so it's protract first. Open. Wide apart. Build it out. Build it out. Build it out. Like rounding, almost like cat back. Cat. Cat. A wide. Then push in here and lift the sternum. Push in here, lift the sternum. Push in, up, chest up. Sternum goes up like this. Push in, up, there. Keep this spread, in, up, and reach through here. Inner elbow, inner shoulder. All this reaching. Like someone's pulling you this way and someone's pulling you that way. Like this. Reach, you want to feel like being pulled apart. Pulled apart, and then lift more. Reach, lift more.
Love that. However, I was asking for your like when you place your hand on
Yeah.
the shoulder, what's the best spot to every time?
Right here. Like this, right here. And you go like that. You're brushing like this.
So it's inside here. It's like in.
Yeah, it's like it right in here. Right here. Right here. You're really just kind of trying to get like somewhere right there.
Okay.
And then it's like a brush. It's like a brush pull. Hey, remember in triangle. Remember in triangle. Here, do half moon. You were right behind them. Look. Look, look, look. Their front hip. Their front hip. You are behind them. You're not over here. You can't be over here. You are right behind them, behind their back. You're not behind their butt. You're behind their back. And so I'm like helping this leg to brush back. And then I'm here, and I'm touching barely. But I'm not like this. I don't want to be away from them because they feel kind of like wobbly. So you're here, and I could go like this and pull up. Or again, you get the hook, you do this again. Here. Right? It's like there's the shoulder head, and there's the pec right here. You're going up like this. Go back, lean back, lean back, lean back. I had to tell her. Do you see I had to tell her to lean back? You can tell people like you're leaning this way. You got to lean back. But I'm not pushing her over. If I walk away, she'll fall back. She's leaning against me as support. That's what I want. I want her to use me as support I'm not pushing her over in anything. That's when people fall. So that's why I say you're doing the pose with them, because it's your balance and their balance. If you feel like you're going to lose your balance, you're in deep trouble because you're both going down. You got to be the stabilizer. Bring this leg back over here. Right there. Hold that. Hold that. A lot of you guys are going like this. Pulling the leg way back here. The leg has to go here and turn down. That's what helps this hip to go back. And then it's like I just kind of support here. I pull like that way and maybe a little bit back. But I'm pulling two things apart here. And then you can start moving to the back bend part if you want. Okay. So we stand behind their back. Okay, carry on for another minute.
Is there a front adjustment to this as well? Like this girl that left, I think, one day in your class, she stood in front of you.
Yeah. I showed that one last time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do that a lot. Go ahead. So I block the thigh here, and then grab the hip crease like this. But now I'm like grabbing their butt, which, most people are fine with it. I may make a joke or whatever, Sorry for grabbing your butt. But it's this hip crease right here, and then I do it like this. Ribs in. Ribs in. Good. And I still push here, pressure here. But see how stable you feel?
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that one.
I made this one up. High five. Yeah. Okay. Come on out. I feel like it's better for you to understand the pose than just learn the assist. Because you could learn the assist and kind of forget and then practice it and start practicing it incorrectly, and that doesn't help. The assist, over time, I learned how to assist better or more and got creative because I understood the pose better. I learned triangle adjustment from my stepdad and all the other adjustments. It was pretty simple. It was like, this is how you do it. I thought that was it for everyone. And, it works enough, but it's not like the adjustment for everybody because people have different needs and stuff. If I can do that real quick, boom, I just sit there and but if I need to, it's like, again, feet, hit the thighs. I get them to do the pose. Like I want you to do the pose yourself. I want you to not need me. I don't want you to stay dependent. Like a kid, if you're a good parent, you help your kid do it on their own. So I want you to be able to activate the pose on your own. Watch her head. You take her head and take the head, tuck your chin a little bit. Yeah, and put your left arm around in front. Yeah, like that. Then there you go. And grab their thigh or the knee. Grab the knee. And start to pull back, but go slow. And then just arch back a little bit more. Lift your head up. Keep your head up. Don't let your head fall like that. Keep your head up. Now you grab the knee and pull it behind you. Yeah, like that. You're so close. Bend your leg more. There you go. Bring it up. Bring the leg up. That's all right. Come on down. Okay. So anyway, you want to understand the pose. That's all. I'm not trying to give you basic things to look at, where's your feet pointing, where's the joint, the next joint up, where's the ankle, what's it doing, where's the knee, what's it doing, where's the hip, what's it doing, and it's only an external or an internal. And if you just watch that over and over again for the next year, just keep watching it. It's going to come quicker and quicker for yourself. And then if you're a teacher, as you see students, but keep watching that stuff. You're not going to memorize it all today, but you will remember from time to time because I'm repeating this stuff over and over again. Okay. Let's look at the wide leg full with the bind. Who said that? Oh, yeah, okay. Well, you need a sub. You want to name a sub real quick?
She's ready.
Okay.
Warming her up for you.
Come on up here. Yeah. And then take your feet wide, please. So you look at the feet, and we're looking at the same thing, like we're looking at the direction of the foot, and then we're looking at the ankle. And then it goes up from there to the hip joint. So the feet should start out pretty wide. Like in Bikram, they say, bring your feet in closer and closer if your head's on the floor. And I was always like, okay, that's it. That's what it is. And then if you look at Iyengar's pictures in Light on Yoga, his feet are super wide, and his back is like rounded under. They're taught completely different. That should make you really confused. Yeah. And again, like if I'm in a Bikram class, if there are any out there anymore, I would do exactly what they told me to do. I don't go into a class and start asserting my knowledge. I also don't hurt myself. But if I go into a class like that, I will do exactly what they tell me to. It's respectful for one. If I don't like it, I don't have to come back. But if you're going to go somewhere, don't not do what the teacher says. But also you can learn different things by doing it differently. And it's going to take a while to understand, but I've done that. You just learn, and you just kind of like, okay, well, and you ask questions. Well, how come you do this and they do that? And hopefully get an answer of some sort. But we want the feet pretty wide. And my understanding is like we're folding down. At first, you're trying to lengthen because it's the pelvis. So you look at the pelvis. The pelvis needs to tip. So go ahead and take the forward fold. And don't bind yet. But we look at the pelvis. See the sacrum? Is this flat or is it going down? Well, no, not flat. I mean, is it flat's like parallel to the floor? Or is it going down? Yeah, it's going down. It's like this. Tight people, their pelvis goes like this. It goes back the other way. Lift up more. Lift up more. Now round your back. But lift up more. Right there. This is a tight person in class. There's no reason for them to try to go down. They need to lengthen out. So lift your chest up. As this pulls, the sacrum follows. So you lengthen out. If I'm helping people like tight dudes, I'll be like, hey, just come up, bro. Come up on the fingertips. Like lift yourself, and I go like this so they can see pull your sternum forward. Right? And just feel that. Isn't that better than trying to fold down? I mean, it's like, and I say, get your legs squeezing back. Thighs go back, chest go forward. That's not that difficult to understand. And they need that first before we're going down. And I don't want them to get frustrated, which, they're probably not going to come back anyway.
Yeah, and it just doesn't feel good collapsed in.
So it's like, I give them a chance at least. Hey, there's hope. Just do this for a while. It'll happen faster than you think. And then so it's lengthen, and even like lengthen, long, like try to make them feel, I want them to feel better. Soften here, long. Okay, so now if they're going down, we want to squeeze. So I'm looking at like, hey, look at the ankles and the toes. Oh my God, she's pigeon toeing. And the toes are all grabby. The ankles are actually rolling out. So we got to get this stable. So the foot has to point forward. You want the rotation not to come from your pigeon toe, but because you're rotating in the hip joint. So this has to get solid. If you're pigeon toeing like this and rolling the ankle eventually, it's going to start to hurt out here because of the pressure out here. This is an unstable foot. This is supinating. So you want to point the toes straight forward. Maybe lift the toes up for a second. Make the toes soft and feel the arch and the ankle lift. So a lot of times I got to turn the ankle in to get the ankle here to go in and not bow out. So that's pressure on the inside foot. I'm repeating again. I'm not saying any new information. So it's going to start to stick in your head. I'm looking at the ankle. Is it rolling out? I want to go in. I just want this foot to be even. So this is going to roll in. The knee is going to lift and squeeze. We're trying to squeeze all the way to the top. Now here's what's important. Since her sacrum's going down, we actually want to pull the thighs toward each other. And when the thighs squeeze in, her pelvis is going to go back the other way. Because like the other person who's tight, where we need to go like this, This person's really flexible. She needs to do the opposite. So thighs squeeze together. You're getting the hip now to squeeze like this in. And so then the sacrum should come up a little bit. And now it's more like rounding. Rounding. This is flexion. So it's rounding. The other person needed extension. So they needed to lengthen. Flexion. And so this needs to come from in here and then rounding a bit more. And walk your hands back like this. This is good right here. And then she can walk back a little more maybe. Hold that. And then elbows in. And then the crown of the head is reaching down. So keep pulling up here, squeeze. Lift here, squeeze. Pull the thighs toward each other. Yep, keep hugging the thighs in. In. So this and this are squeezing toward each other. Okay? Person who's inflexible, we should tell them, hey, push your butt bones wide. Okay, don't go too far now. Okay, now bring your arms out. You need a break?
No.
You need a break? Okay, bind behind. So here's one she asked for. Okay, so assess your feet again. Don't overstretch. This is not about overstretching. When we activate, it should pull you out of the stretch. You should feel both equally, strength and flexibility. I want to feel those equally. If all you're trying to do is stretch, then you're not doing yoga. Yoga's balance, both. Okay. This is important with this one. I like that we chose this because her elbows are flipping out. And we want the elbows to actually point toward each other. This is hypermobility. A lot of girls are like this. I can't do this. So what you want to do is bend your elbows, hold it, and turn them like this. Hold that. Hold that right there. Now just try to lift the shoulders up more like somebody's pulling on your elbows, but you're not going to go straight arms. Yeah, keep this a little bit out. A little bit out. Here, hold that. Now hold that. Pull your sternum down without moving this, except to expand the collarbones wide. Okay, hold it. Ankles, legs. Now, when we do this here, look what we get. Open. When you do this thing that you guys do, you're just slamming your shoulder blades together. And after a while, like that may be good for about 15 years. And then you're like, this hurts now. Here and wide. And really, can you pull through your belly more? Can you squeeze in here and lengthen through here? So the trick is to do this. Hands out and then reach out. Like that. Hold that. So if you do this, you can't flip your arms and you have to pull from somewhere else, which is your belly. This is awful. This feels horrific. No, but this is what you want to do. I feel this when I'm bound like this because I'm trying to pull open. I don't necessarily just like slam and reach. I try to broaden. Okay, come on out. Do you see when I did this? Watch, broaden. See what my chest did? Hold on, don't move. So I'm pulling almost open instead of just slamming back like this. I don't need my belly for this. But when I'm pulling here, do you see I get a lift in my chest. I got to pull from in here. So it's a stronger core thing to do. So you just think about that. You're not just slamming the bones together. Like you just feel compression a lot of times when you do this. It's just compression. So now I'm like, I got to like, ugh. Yeah.
Where it's questionable. I'm like, let's not.
Yeah. So the assist then is you are going to help them reach their arms away from their body. You're not going to push down toward the floor. Okay, so do it real quick one more time. This is simple in the help and the assist, but you got to know where to go, and you got to be a little bit, you got to be comfortable. Take your feet wider. Okay, hold that. You can just keep this position for now, just like this. Just do this one for now, just like this. Hold that there. Okay, so you got to step right inside here like this, and I pivot my foot forward. So it's step all the way into the crease, and pivot the foot forward. We want them to lean forward. So I can tell them, I got you. You know, don't go crazy, but like lean forward. And I'm just working the sacrum down. So if they're tight, like let's say they're really tight, like this, you're like lean forward and you brace them so they can stretch out. They can't stretch out. They got to lean way forward, like out of their legs, so their pelvis will start to hang a bit more. But I've got them the whole time. So I'll encourage them. I got you. Make sure you got them. You know, I got you. Just like this. You don't want them to fall forward, so if it happens, your knee will break this way. In case you lose them, your knee's going to break this way, safe. You don't want them to break this way on your knee. That's why you pivot, and you can lean with them. Do you understand how this would be beneficial for a tight person? Mm-hmm. I don't do a lot. I just help them just lean forward. Okay, now she's like ready to go. So we're in this assist. I'm going to put my forearm like this, and put my other arm like this, or like this, and all I'm doing is going like this way, here. That's all I'm doing.
Your other forearm pressing down.
I'm pushing down. I can push down forward, but no matter what, this goes away from the body. See, we can tip a little bit.
Is your left hip pressing her back?
I'm holding her back. I'm keeping her from coming forward. Yeah. But I'm not going back. We're leaning forward. But because I'm pressing down, we're pretty even. I don't have to push back this way. We got to go this way. Forward. Okay. Slowly come up. I don't grab. I just wait for them to come up, and then I can help the shoulder like this. You don't grab their arms and yank them up. I let them bring them up, and then as the shoulder comes up. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Step in, pivot forward, and just nudge them forward a little bit to start. They have their bind. You can either put a hand or you can put your forearm like I did, and then go through. It could be your hand, it could be your forearm, it could be your elbow. Whatever's going to give you the right direction to pull their hands directly away from their body. Okay? Yeah. Go. Step in, pivot forward. Get all the way into the crease because you want to support their upper thigh. Go a little wider. Go a little wider. Go a little wider. Yeah, try that. Yeah, so you go like this, watch, let me see. You step like this and then pivot.
Too tight?
I'm scared.
Okay.
Yeah, so you go like this, watch.
Okay, so you want me to take the bind?
Yeah.
Yeah, the bind is what scared me. Her chest is
Oh,
really tight.
no, go this way. Hold that. Just hold your bind regular. Because she's strong, whatever. Okay, lift this out. Okay, so you step in here, like this, and then pivot.
Rock my hip forward.
Yep.
Okay.
And right here. So I'm gonna go like this first.
Down and forward.
Yep, that's all.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
And I can go up like this.
So you wouldn't draw this forward?
Not yet,
Okay.
because we want to draw away.
Yeah.
Right? She's showing me exactly what she needs.
You can feel it.
And then I could maybe like nudge it a little bit.
Okay.
I'm just holding.
You're not doing this. You're just being a
I'm
support.
going like this, and then a tiny bit like this. And I see if she moves. I'll see if she moves. If she doesn't move, I'm not going to
That's
go
not
further. But if she'll start to move a little bit, I'm like, okay, just take it a little bit further. You breathe a couple, you relax a little bit, there's some space, maybe she might go a little further.
So because I'm tight, he kind of supported my hands staying together so that I could get deeper. Because I'm so tight, this is what's going to happen. So
Yeah.
I did need a little bit of support there.
Yes, I'm just squeezing her hands.
Keep them together.
Yeah,
Yes,
they're
because
going
I'm
to
so tight
fly
that
apart.
That's what's happening.
Yeah,
But I
sometimes-
have the space in my chest to go a little bit deeper. right?
Yeah. When she goes like this and I go like this, if she's tight and I just start pushing, she's gonna lose it really fast.
The grip's
So
gonna
I
come
see
back.
that, so I gotta hold like this. Or I may say, hey, bend the elbows, re-grip, and then try it again.
Okay.
You want to try it again?
Yep.
Okay.
So bring your arm back where
Okay? Hello? Oh. Wasn't sure if it was on or not. How's this going?
I don't know.
Push down,
Yeah, down more. Okay.
you pivot, okay, and then
Yeah.
just keep going out.
Yeah.
Push, like, go like this.
With a fist. Okay.
Right here, just like this. Not doesn't matter what the fist
Okay.
is, whatever. But you're just like encouraging forward
Okay.
and down, forward and down. That's why your thigh there to brace the leg, but go forward.
You need a break.
Okay, hold on, wait for her, because you got to bind first. Okay, so you do something like this. You can even go like this. You can go like this.
Awake.
Hey, check this out. Watch. Watch, watch, watch. This is easier. Because, I mean, there's so many ways to do it. You're not going to remember everything, but if I think it's something that's valuable, I'll stop you for a second. Okay, so bend your elbows, interlace your fingers again tight. Okay, now reach. Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out. So I can just go over here. I'm like, hey. This hip is lower, though. Let's push there. Hold that right there. Hold that. I can go like this. Interlace your fingers, like push them together, and open hands. Open, like this. Hold that tight. No, don't cross your fingers. Hold that. Hold that. So I go like this. Okay, and then like this. They're not going all the way down. I just got this. Is it. Keep squeezing your fingers. Once you get the forearm in here, the hands will be more at ease because they can grip my forearm. But I'm just going like this. I got right behind the heart is the target. That's where you really want to push in. It's the thoracic spine. So I just hold like this. Okay, slowly. There you go. Make sense? It's easier. You can feel that out. You know, they're getting like all inside and everything, but the other one's better, but this works fine. Okay, go ahead. How's it going over here? All right?
sweaty hands, so
What's that?
do with me. but
Sweaty hands?
Yeah,
Get
I
a
would just
towel,
break right-
wipe it. You know, wipe it on your shirt or your pants. But probably like you could even do this, like squeeze your palms together and hold that tight. And then I might do like, see how you got this like ledge right here? I might go like this. Because, you know, she's got this tight grip. Or you bend your elbows, flip your hands out here. And I hold like this. Like this. I'm squeezing the fingers. And I just push down and I start to pull out away from the shoulders. Okay, come on up. So anyway, that's what I would do with your sweaty palms. That's not bad. How's it feel?
Can you tell me? It felt great when she was like pressing in opposition. I'm asking about my elbows and my hands because I have really stiff back and I have a tight wrist.
Uh-huh.
So tell me.
Yeah, so see all the wrinkles?
Yeah.
So bend your elbows, bend them, and go like this here. Hold that right there. Now just open this up so it feels more like a cat back.
Oh yeah.
Cat back. What's a cat back? Rounded. Get more rounded. Hold that. Now this is all smoothed out. And then pushing here, you can pull the elbows up. And the elbows will pull the shoulders. And you can hold this for a little bit and just make sure you're in your legs, like light toes, strong legs, and then lift the waist. Keep rounding, rounding. Keep pulling right up here. This bone, lift it. We did it in sun salutation. Right, I said bones, lift. Lift this bone up, the hip bone. Pull in more waist. Round your back. Open. Open. Lean more. Lean more. Now just pull the sternum forward. Hold it. You see that? See little movements, little shifts. Now the arms go straight again, but pause. Hold that right there. Keep the elbows bent. Keep feeling like you're spreading out. Don't slam together. Spread wide. Like somebody's going like this to you. See how the chest came out? She got longer from that. Hold that. And reach differently. There you go. Now, if you flip the hands here, like this, and start to reach out, hold that. That will hold it there. You're not going to go down as far as you normally would. And you know what? You can go back and do the other way. And then go back and do this. And go back and do the other way. And go back and do this. And it's, one day you want to feel stable, one day you want to feel flexible. So you kind of just assess. There's nothing wrong with them. I just noticed after a while this gets tiring. But maybe you're doing the other thing and this gets tiring. Because you got to think about it a lot. Some days you don't want to think about anything, and some days you want to be more attentive.
So, drop the hands to the back.
Yeah, just like that. I would hold it just like this with the back of the hands on the back.
And then find the cat back. So like.
Yeah, round, and then it's a lot of it's pulling in, opening this up, and then like taking the elbows like up or out. So just so you feel the collarbones like this. Watch my elbows. My elbows go like this. My collarbones start to open. So I'm just going like this. Collarbones open. And it's out, back, like that. But you can, some people do this very easily. You keep the hands together like this is great. Yeah, keep them together. That way you don't spin out.
Through your chest more, like is that a good way to describe it? Like if you want to open through your chest, like think about like pressing your wrists together.
So pushing the wrists together will keep everything stable as far as like not moving around. People will go like this and they'll spin. Like I can even move my elbows more. So this will keep you from being able to turn your elbows out too much. This is when the people really flip out. And I want the movement to come from here more, not just this. So if you go like this, it'll keep things pretty square. But I could go like this even, like turn the elbows toward each other. But you do this to really but I would do that for a while first. Do that on your own practice first. Make people try to do this. Or if they're here and they can't do this, they're probably fine. Probably not going to rotate too much, okay? But you're explaining it where you're reaching away, not just going over, but you want it's coming more from here. I'm trying to reach my body more from here, not just throw the arms over. So it's sternum here and feel collarbone. So it's broadening. I'm here, but I can even go see that chest? Broadening out.
Cueing it behind your back, is that not really the right, or would you say
You're supposed to inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift the chest, and then exhale down. That's like the vinyasa count. That's how you would get into the pose. You do it that way. But you could, if you're teaching something, let's go behind here and then put the hands like this for now. And then pull your elbows out. Now feel your chest. Go down, go down to the forward fold and hold that for a moment, and then you can straighten the arms. But that's another way. Okay, come on out. How'd that go? Okay? Who said bow? Dhanurasana. Gabe did. Gabe's probably good. Come on up. Dhanurasana. Lay on your belly.
Mainly the assist you did to me a few days back when you sat on my toes.
Yeah. When I sat on your feet? Yeah. Okay, so you can, there's either pulling the bow open or pulling it up. Up is more flexible. Open is more strength. So to go open, like to start, he's got a kick. And that kick is what makes your leg stronger. Once you got the strength, then you would go up for flexibility. But that could be a long ways away, and I mean, there's things people can do, you know, where they grab their feet back here and pull up. I mean, like crazy stuff. But you gotta kick first. Kicking's first. Strength. Take your hands back. Again, here's things like I can't do, and I know people can, but they shouldn't. And so in a way, I've got the kind of body that just stays protected where other people are exposed. So hypermobility is exposed. And you can throw yourself into something too far and get hurt. So I can't get hurt, kind of. My dad would tell me that I can't adjust people as hard as he adjusts me. And in my head, I thought he'd heard something like I've been adjusting people too hard. Like that was my ego. It's like, why are you telling me I can't remember? Like I'm adjusting people too hard. But what I understood later is that he was telling me like he pulls on me really hard because I don't break. Where other people, their joints are more exposed and they could. Do you understand? Like I can't. My arm can only go so far. Like he could pull on me. It's not going to go. It's not going to over rotate or extend because it just won't. Bone on bone compression. All my joints are not mobile because my bone shape prevents it. So if I take my arm back here like this, it only goes so far. This is as far as it goes. Some people keep their chest like this, and their arm, they can look over here and see their hand. How the hell did you get way over there? But my arm doesn't go that far. It goes here. Is anybody like that? Who can keep their shoulders square and then take their hand with the palm open like this and then just keep going back? But you got to keep the shoulder square. You can't turn like this. Shoulder square, and the hand goes back. And then, let's see. All right, you stay. You're cheating again. Tisha, stay. Hold. Okay, and everybody else come down. And look. Look at Tisha's arm. Who else? Look at her arms. They're close. My arm is like not even barely close to that, not even kind of. My arm stops right here. If I don't move this, stop. Do you feel that? Do you feel that? Yeah. People do poses like this all the time. Tell me, you keep your chest square and throw your arm here. Do one, just pick one or do both, I don't care. And hold that. As far back as you can go with your chest square. Keep reaching. Now, do you feel back here? How's that feel? So why do you keep doing it? It doesn't feel good all the time. People are in twist. Why? If it doesn't feel good. Keep repeating this over and over again. So you gotta go like this. Here. It's here. It's not this. It's here. You're drawing the shoulder blade. That's why I keep telling you in down dog to pull your chest forward. Here, not here, because that is dumping. Dumping. So you want to go here and then pull like this. Look at my chest go forward. Down dog, it goes forward. Stable. And then you get longer. And then you can maybe go down like Iyengar has his head on the floor in Light Yoga, but you see his shoulders, they're also rotated. He's very hypermobile. He's not going to get hurt. But you try to push somebody down, they'll get hurt. Okay, so he's in bow on the belly, and we're looking at the legs and the arms. So based on what we just said with the arm thing, the last thing we want to do is grab the inside. And, maybe half of you can and half of you can't grab from the inside, but we don't want to grab from the inside. If you do dancer, one leg is really high and kind of back here, so you grab inside, it's not a big deal. But a lot of times we'll put a hand on the floor, relax for a second, we'll put a hand on the floor while holding from the inside, it's a lot of weird pressure back here, man. Shoulder blade and everything. So if I was practicing that, I would hold inside, dancer, come down, and then I'd switch my hand to the outside. This feels so much better, and the shoulder blades now spread apart. Here, that's exactly what he's doing right here. Thumb down. It's almost like you're rounding, and then he kicks, and you're trying to pull the sternum higher. You don't just kick back. You're going to feel some stuff here, but you could totally do this and try to bend your elbows a little bit because it's got to come more from your center. The sooner you can start to feel it, you're not going to feel it at first because you're not used to doing that. At first, you're like, well, nothing's happening. I don't feel the stretch anymore. No, you don't feel the stretch anymore. You're trying to feel the middle of your body. Does that make sense? The midline. If I'm in sun salutation here, if I go like this, I feel it, right? But it's not a good feeling. I don't want to feel that necessarily. I want to feel like this and more reach. But you don't feel that because you're like, I always do it like this and I feel this, but now I don't feel anything. Except like, what am I trying to feel? I don't understand what I'm trying to feel. You're trying to feel more length and you're pressing. You're not just pushing your body in some direction. You're now activating. Once the muscles start to like understand that and squeeze, you're going to start to pull apart. Then, from a place of length, you can go back. And now you feel like, I don't feel it here. I feel it here. I don't want to feel it here. Okay, that's what we're trying to do here. He's going to grab the ankles on the outside. And before he goes into it, it's maybe like a little wiggle to get the ribs forward. Hold on. And just to be a little more specific, I want the hips at first to lift like this because it gets your low back in and it gets your inner thighs to go up. So we want this rotation out. We don't want the ankles to roll like out. We want the foot to kind of kick out. So if you flex, the toes, the pinky toes go like this. That is, again, a stable ankle, which means now we can get to the hip rotation or the thigh rotation. We want the inner thighs to go up, outer thighs to go down. This is just like bridge. It's just like camel. It's all these back bends. It's upward bow. They all do the same thing. They're all neutral. There's no externally rotated leg unless you're doing some fancy weird pose that I can't think of right now. It's the feet are trying to point same. So go up. So because of the hips we're lifting, the belly goes in. Hopefully that stays. The tailbone needs to go this way. That means these hip bones need to pull forward. And you're pushing through here, through. This kick is great to pull this open, but you want to push the chest forward. Lift your head up. Right there. Look at your nose. Now kick harder. And the assist I gave him with his feet flexed was I sat right here and just leaned back. I gotta literally lean like this and kick my legs. I'm kicking and pulling. I'm just pulling up. It's the same spot right here that we're holding triangle. Here. And because I'm a guy, I understand guy problems with this particular pose. So you don't want to pull them too far back. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know the pee-pee. And it's not comfortable. Okay, come on down. So I'm sitting and going back like this. But if I go too far, I can ask me, you okay? You're right there, bro. Did you feel anything? Pubic bones? Because you can feel your pubic bone really easily in this, and you don't really want to feel that. That's why you got to go like tailbone back so the pubic bone comes forward off the floor. Who's flexible in this pose? Thank you, Gabe. So that was a flexed foot, and that would come first. And I sat to help him kick, and the kick is strengthening to open the chest. Now, if we're not going that direction and the ankle extends instead of flex, flex is strength, point is length. Flex is strength. You need that first. Point, whether it's pointing or flowing to whatever. So an extended ankle instead of a flexed ankle. So dorsiflex and what is the other one? Plantar flex. Plantar flexion. So it's either here or here. Flex or point. First one, strength. Second one, length. That's why ballerinas do this. They don't go like this. They go like this. Okay. We'll grab the ankles on the outside. And for a moment, I want you to think. Bend out and broaden. Broaden up here. Hugging through here. Flex first and go back. Take it up and back and keep broadening. Okay, then go to more of a point. Hold that. Do this, but keep hugging in. So you want the thighs to rotate. So I really want her butt to spread here and for the inner thigh to go more up. So we come down a little bit, come down, hold that. Now kick out. Now hug in more, more, more. Hold there. Let's expand here again. See your elbows bending and flipping? So bend them and come down a little bit. Bend them and come down a little bit right here. Hold that right there. Hold it just like this. Hold it. Spread your toes. You got to work from a different place. She's used to doing it the other way. But I'm looking at this. I'm looking out, but she's going to get more in line. She's not rotating her legs completely. Got to get out here to spread out. Right now she's squeezing her butt together. That's a hot yoga thing. Don't squeeze your butt together. You want out here to roll like this. This needs to go back and soften here. It should feel like your butt's spreading out and going around and pulling into the groin and going up. You got to feel that to progress. To actually get further in the pose, you've got to go back to that. It was like a misstep. So this, rotate. So go knees more in, hold there, and feet more out. Hold that right there. Spread, the inner thighs go up. That's when you feel the middle. You'll feel your midline, inner thighs go up. Okay, keep your toes spread, and just go up halfway. Start there, hold there, and just feel that. How can you stretch your midline more? That's it, and without dumping into a joint. Hold that, and now watch, this is gonna be great. Pull your feet together, right? The whole thing, because you were just doing it. The whole thing, heels, come down, heels, there, hold that. Heels, hold that right there. Heels together, keep the heels even right there. Even, just like this. Heels again, heels, together heels. Now hold that and kick backward. There you go, keep kicking backward. Keep your feet even. Keep them even. There, you can point them, point and kick. There you go, hold it. Okay, come down. When you hug in like this, I made her bring the foot completely together and kick. It is a different feeling. And it's a feeling you need to understand. A feeling you need to recognize. Because it is a stretch of the midline, and you're like making the whole thing like solidify this midline stability. And we're pretty weak through here, and then we're all tight out here. And so what this does is make you stronger through here. And then you'll be more open out here. More open. And stronger in the middle. And that has a lot to do with your spine. Spine is going to be more stable. Low back's going to be more stable. Your butt's going to be beautiful because it's like blossoming instead of squishing together. You ever seen an old man's butt? Old man's butt like this? You don't want your butt to look like that. Don't let me see your butt look like that. I don't want to see that. You open. Like, see how beautiful that is? Open. Like that. And then you're going into it. And I'm like internally rotating here. And then the feet press together. It's like the ankles are going together here. You're like this, a rotation. And then kick. Okay, so let's do it one more time. I'm going to help you. Yeah. So you don't want the knees to twist. That's it. Talking about knees in that pose. If you're, pulling up with the angle, you're holding here, right? And then you're not hugging the thighs together, then what's in the middle between your foot and your hip joint? The knee. So if your knees hurt at all, you've got to come down and figure out, like, how are you kicking that's causing that pain? You may have to come down and rotate more. Just come out of the pose. Come out of the pose if something hurts and assess. I'm turning too much this way. I'm turning too much that way. Why am I feeling this pain? You don't feel any pain in your elbow or in your knee, ever. The stretch is never there. Okay, let's do it again. So you grab the end. So you saw the one I sat and pulled up. Now she's going to grab and kick. And I'll just come like this. I'm going to go under, and I grab here and here, here and here, and I just lift up. See, she's all happy now. I went to the side like that because otherwise you got to step through and whatever. I can stand here and just go under and pull straight up in a pretty good place. Okay, so why don't you try that bow pose?
Wait, yeah, one more time. Can we do that?
Yeah.
That same.
And, if the feet are apart, it's okay. I put her feet together because she's got the pose. We're like doing something different with it now. But you can totally take it up and have the feet apart. But I'm looking at your ankles. If your ankles are bowing out, that tells me you're not rotating your inner thighs. Okay, go. So I come here like this. I go under the wrist, under the ankle, the Achilles tendon right here, and I'll grab both. My fingers are inside the heel, inside, and my thumb is outside. Fingers inside, thumb outside. Oh, you don't want to pull back. On this one, you want to pull up and forward. That's going to feel a lot better. You start pulling back, it goes into the low back. So I want to pull up and forward a little bit. Is that right? Am I forgetting? How'd that feel? Oh, great. Which one is it? I know, it's got to be bow. No, it's up and back. I want to go up and back. I think people sometimes they'll lift forward. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't go forward. I had to think about that. Up and just a little back. Not a lot back like the other one. The other one's a big back. You sit and you pull them. Guys need that a lot. They're real tight. So you sit and pull them back. But girls often, it's more like just up and back a little. Okay? All right, let's give it a shot. So see how her ankles are bowing out? Do you see her ankles? So flex the feet, flex your feet, come down, hold there. Now take your pinky toe out, flex more, there, more. Now hold that, and you can sit on her feet from there, or you can do the other assist. But yeah, so sit and sit back, and make your legs work to push that back. Yeah, hold that. And you're pulling up. That's it. Feel that. You can. Okay, now you're going to point the feet, but don't bow the ankles out. Keep the knees close. Flex the foot. Point the toes out, and then point up. Now they're bending again. Your ankles like this. Flex. Hug the knees in. Feet go out. Like that. Hold that. Now lift from there. And then keep that feeling and just go point. That's better. It's closer. Now, yeah, you grab under and lift her up. Bring her feet together too. Bring her feet together. Hug your knees together. You may have to come down a little bit. There you go. Hold that. Feet together. No, no, because then you're forcing something that I can't feel that for her.
Felt like she needed me too.
I mean, again, like you can ask her, but you know, the knee you want to place in a good spot, not force anywhere.
I felt that the minute I released it.
Jeannie, did you get to do it on somebody? Huh? Oh. Yeah. From what? Okay, from what?
A few years ago, during the pandemic,
Okay.
and you could not get it fixed because
Yeah.
see a doctor.
Yeah, so
It healed itself, but it gets, every once in a while, it gets a little squishy.
I have a tiny meniscus tear too. I also making the legs stronger, but everyone's different. But yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Right. Yep.
It's usually pretty good, but every once in a while I can feel it's a little squishy. So, either wear a brace or I just
Got it.
take care. So I was just trying to feel it.
Yeah.
And I could feel it.
Yeah.
So I was trying to make that rotation.
You can do that pose without, because it's the knee joint's opening. If it was closing and then you're turning it, you'd probably feel it differently, but it's opening. And if you just rotate from the groin, it'll come off the knee. There won't be any pressure of the knee. If you're hugging in too hard, you might feel it, and that's not good. So with guys, you take the legs wider, and the shoulders, like you don't have to bring the feet together. For guys, you say more open. Okay. All right, let's come back. That go okay? You can remember that? Who said bow? Camel, sorry. Who said camel? Okay. You want to come up? This will be fast. We can get camel, ecopata, and a couple of those forward folds done quickly, and we can be out of here at 3:15. If you got to go, you got to go. But we can do that fast. I'm not going to explain it as much. I'll just show you the assist, because I've already explained this stuff, and it's all the same thing over and over again. So come on. Okay, so do this. People do this assist, turn around. They just assist from the front a lot, which it's fine from the front. You're a little bit in close counters with them. Go ahead and come up camel pose. So I don't want the ankles to move. Same thing. I want the ankles to stay set. Some people, maybe they need to do this, and they could just go like this, right, and do a back bend, just like that. Bam, back bend. Or they can put their thumbs like here, bend your elbow. Here, the thumbs push butt down, And then it's the same thing with the elbows. Just gonna like broaden and go back. This is great. And you're keeping the foot either flat or flex, okay? But the full pose is when we go back and grab the ankles. So she'll go back and see how this spun out. So we can go like this. You come a little bit, come up. Hold that right there. Now just hold that. Now watch. I'm going to put my foot at her sacrum, and I don't pull like this. I go through and actually rotate the other way. So watch. I'll go here and here. I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna push the sacrum down, maybe a little forward, and I'm actually gonna pull her this way and back here. So what I'm not doing is like pulling her in a way where her elbows are hyperextending more. Now go up chest, lift your head up a little bit, hold that. Now try to go this way, that way. See how she came out? She came off of it. Hold that right there. Lift your chest up higher, higher, higher. Pull from the belly, feet pressed down. Okay, come on out. We did this in the wide leg fold too. Again, if you're engaging, it's gonna make you feel like you're coming out of the pose. And so you're like coming out of the pose, you're like, well, I'm not going as deep now. No, but you're gonna go deeper because you're anchoring down and you haven't learned how to pull out of the pose yet. You're just going into it. So we're trying to go set up again. Hand to the waist, like the hand here. We're trying to go up, up. Don't bend back yet. Pull the ribs down and the hip bones up. Hip bones up, hip ribs down. Round a little bit. Round, forward. Round. More. It's like cat. Cat. Belly goes in. Now pull the sternum higher and go up. Sternum up. Sternum higher. More. 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 Higher. Higher. Now in. In. No, in. Yeah, in. Up. Up. So you got to learn how to do that. In, like this, rounding first to get strong, and then start pulling up, and you go back. Up. Higher. Higher. Now go back. Keep the elbows a little bit wide at first. A little bit wide. Broad through here. And then go back slowly. Reach like this. Reach like this. Hold it like this. So like bow. Like this. Reach from there. Lift the chest. Press down. Go back. Stay strong. Go back. Stay strong. Go back. Stay strong. That's good. Now just try not to spin so hard out.
Okay, so
Yeah, not so. Yeah. Yeah, you can try that at first. You can still go. Like, you're supposed to have the hand on the foot. Like this. Here. That's how it's taught. That's good. That's fine. As long as you're not just hyperextending the elbow. And you learn, you've got to lift out of your low back. This has got to get longer. And this is going, the outside going forward. The inner thighs are going back. So you can feel the rotation. That's when you feel the front. You will no longer feel it back here. So the assist I did was to push the sacrum forward and then to go through here at the upper arm, and I push forward and I pull back at the same time. So I'm kind of doing this rotation, but I'm not like forcing it. I'm just pulling arms back this way and pushing the foot into the sacrum. That's it. And help them up. Help them up. And that's it. Okay, that's fun. So basically I was like this. Here, here, and I was going like this. That's what I was doing. Want to try it? Quick. Yeah.
My friend.
You're welcome. Okay, so let's go to the white here. Right there. Hold that. Now press down. Okay, hold that. And then go up right here. There you go. Now you can kind of lean back over my feet. Okay, inhale up.
That's so good.
Yeah? Yay, okay.
Mine, I know my shoulder.
Oh, I'm gentle. I'm gentle. Okay, a little wider. Okay, let's do this for you here. Okay, hold that. Okay, go back a little. Right here. Now lean back over my feet. Just lean back over it. There you go, hold that. Breathe. I'm like a wheel. I'm like a yoga wheel. A live yoga wheel. But I'm pulling her like out, right? I'm not just trying to pull her back. Lift. Yeah, lift. Oh, yeah, lift. Okay, out.
So you did that with both feet, though. Why did you do that?
Because you guys both weren't bending back very far. And if I told you to go back further, I would also tell you to go up. And so my other foot, like I'm stabilizing the sacrum, and the other foot I rested here, and I just pushed this like up into your back to help lift and lengthen everything, because we're not going to go back very far. If you go back and you go back flat, so what we did was we kind of like pushed into the back to go up like this, so you're curling back. Okay, good. Ekapada Raja Kapotasana is a little bit tricky because, for one, most people can't do it, but we can help each other. It's just it's a little more tricky. Do you want to try it?
I mean, we're here.
Okay, so who asked for it? Ekapada Raja Kapotasana.
So, yeah, Jeanette over here.
Yeah, I don't remember you asking for all those poses. I don't remember that. All right, Rachel, come on.
Let's go, Rachel.
Rachel's very strong. She's like worried face right now because this is a very bendy pose, but I'm going to show you how to work with it that doesn't require, the actual completion of the pose. And this is for information partly. This is how you help somebody, but you got to understand what needs to happen too. So let's take pigeon. Pick a side. Which one? Do you have a bad knee?
Yeah.
That one? Okay, then don't do that one.
This?
Yeah. When you do this pose, I don't want to see the foot all the way forward. You want the foot to go back. If you're like crazy flexible and you know how to engage to keep your knees safe, whatever, like whatever you want to do. But I always have anybody I help pull the foot back. That's way too much pressure on the knee, and we're wanting to back bend. This front leg thing out there, it's not that important that it doesn't need to be forward. It needs to be back. The hip needs to be up and pushing over that way. You can't do this pose if the hip is flat on the floor and you're sinking over like this, because then your back leg is twisted. So we need the back leg. What do you think? When the foot comes up, should it go in or out? Go ahead and bend the knee. Should it go in or out? I mean, it's already going in, right? So that means we got to kick it out. So you get that rotation that we did in bow. That leg back there does the exact same thing as bow. It's just one leg. It's got to go out, okay? So this is how you assist Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. Well, I mean, for one thing, I could put my foot here under the hip. So I'm supporting her hip. And then I could help her to bring the foot up and bring the elbow. Let me see. Like this. And hold that. Now you kick, and pull with the elbow at the same time. And then bring this arm up. And now I could hold her up, just rotate like I could hold this like this. I'm not pulling back this way. I'm going this way, forward and up, okay? This is one way to go about it. You can't be on your hip, though. The knee has to be wider than your hip. And your hips, so your hips have to go like this way. And then this is sliding to the elbow crease, and you're trying to pull on it. Okay, relax. Okay, relax for a second. Does that make sense? You're trying to like wiggle your arm and then catch it right here. This is the first step. So it's like this. Like, what is it, mermaid pose? You do this only. Ekapada Raja is like this, holding your foot. It requires a whole bunch of lift from the ribs and everything like we just did in camel. And it requires understanding the back leg rotation and then your ability to go back and grab. 2 is hard. 1's hard. I used to be able to do 1 fairly easily. And then, COVID and no more Ashtanga for a while, then golfing more, and then unhappiness, and then drinking. You know how it goes. You know how it goes. And all of a sudden you fucking just can't do Kapalabhati. Like, damn it, what happened? Terrible. Okay, let's try it. So she'll do it again, and this time we'll bend, and I'm gonna just support her knee. This is the assist for this. So go ahead and bend here. Don't do anything here. Bend, rotate. So you kick over here, bend again, lift more. So see, the hips got to get square. So maybe bring the knee in a little bit. Okay, and we're gonna go back. There. Okay, hold that. Bend. Hold that. And turn to the right. Okay, so I go like this. So I'm now bracing the knee. And let's take your left arm up. And then bend it. And bring the hand back to me. So I want the elbow to go in. So hold here, grip. There you go. Now elbow in, and you can kick into my chest. Look at everything goes up. This is understanding the actions that need to happen before this other thing can even happen. But if you understand the actions, you're like, oh, I feel it. I feel what I got to do. Because this is what you do first to grab this. There's another way to go about the grab, but this is it. So all this stuff needs to happen. Hips are up, spine lifts, active leg kicking. This is like how bow should feel. Upward bow. Like you're lifting out of this on the side, not just throwing your arms back and going up. Because if I start pulling like this back, she's going to feel it in her shoulder blade because she's not rotating, and then it hurts like hell. It's pinchy. One more breath. Lift, lift, lift. See, I push behind her heart again. Lift, lift, lift. Lift, lift, lift. And see, look, I'll even go back a little bit. Okay. Thank you. You okay?
Sweating.
Yeah. Well, it's funny what happens when you do the pose correctly, because you're activating the actions. You know, new people, they say you can be in the hot class because the hot does it for you. But once you get past that, even the hot yoga, there's an advanced sequence for Bikram. There's no heat. The heat gets turned off. No more heat. Do you understand? Like, you go to the next level, it's no more heat. Not like that. In here, it's warm. Like, I like it warm. It's cozy weather. But eventually, the heat is for beginners. The heat is to jumpstart you. Once you get to be a better practitioner, no more heat. Not like that. 85. Perfect. 85 degrees. And you build your heat from inside with your breath. That's important. You're not supposed to practice in that weather. You know, India people, they laugh at us for that. In India? Why are they in the heat like that? It's hot in India. It's hot in Arizona. You don't need to do that to yourself. But if you're new, then that's a jump start. But there's no advancement with the heat. Once you get used to it, you know what you got to do? Turn the heat higher. That's what you got to do. That's why the hot yoga people, they fry their brains because they keep turning the heat up to make it harder. It's like drugs. You need to take more drugs to get a kick. You got to get more heat to feel whatever. I tell you what, you want to feel something? Take the heat away and see how you're doing with your practice and pulling and, you know, activating and stretching and breathing without the weather that hot. I like warm. Cozy's good. You want to try this assist? You just come right here, block the knee, and you can do both hands too. And you go up. If they kick, and then you go up, you can start to pull them a little bit. And if you get enough, like this, and they're comfortable because it's too pinchy, you can get a little pinchy, and you can do it, boom, got the foot. And from there, you just grab the foot, you kind of pull up. There's more to it, but you can try that if you like. Want to? Go. You're welcome. Okay. Take the knee a little wide. Make sure the back leg is rotating internally. So the foot goes out a little bit. Sherry needs a partner. Got a kick. Yeah. You gonna do it to me? Yeah. Now I'm gonna bend my elbows and you pull back. Yeah, but pull my hands to my feet. Yeah, more. Yep. Great. That's it. That's how you do it right there. If you get the hands close, you grab the hands like you really bring the hands together, or tell me to do that. You grab the wrists, or like grab the hands and then come around here the ankle and push it toward. And they'll get together and just hold them there while they try to figure out the grab. My knee on the other side is, I'm very careful with it. I mean, I could probably lift up and do it. I'm just careful because I got that little thing going, but later. Yeah. Nice. We can do it. There's nobody coming in here for a while. Yeah, so, hold that though. And turn your hand like this, and you turn your hand over like this. Like this, and you grab like under. Now grip fingers. Now you pull up, and you keep the elbow in. Just like that. Doesn't that feel better? We're doing just one more. You can keep doing the back bend if you want, but I think most are done. So just one more. This is easy. I won't explain a whole lot. Just a wide leg fold. So you got the legs out, and you're going forward. All you want to do is grab their hips. If somebody is tight, I'm just lifting them up. It's like pulling them forward in like a wide leg fold. It's like you're pulling, like you want them to tip more. So I don't want this to happen right now. I want this to happen so this tips forward. So I would grab somebody really tight. I'd put their hands together and I'd grab their wrists, and I would literally just put my knee in their back and pull up to length. Knee into the back and grab their wrist and just pull up. That's it. From there, we go forward a little bit, and I might just grab their ribs and pull up, forward. But I'm never going to just push them. Even if they're really flexible, I'm not going to push them. So here's the assist. The assist is you put your knuckles in the hip crease and the thumbs at the butt, just kind of like this. And you pull in and back.
Like you rock their pelvis down.
Just like this. So go forward. Here's the crease. There's the crease. I'm going to go like this. Here, and then push down. Now you walk forward. Walk forward. Keep going. Hold that. All I'm squeezing in and down. How's it feel? Good. It feels good if you do it right. So now, are you doing it right or wrong? So I've got this knuck. I'm not like this. I've got this knuckle and this knuckle in like this. And I got my thumb out here. And I'm squeezing together, which should feel good. And then down. This should feel amazing. I only do amazing adjustments. Amazing assists. That's all I do. I'm not doing anything else. So this feels amazing. But what I don't want to do is push, because a lot of people don't engage. And if you push forward, you can feel the inner thigh, the stretch that's happening there. That can break easily. It's very vulnerable, the inner thigh. It's like right here at the groin. And if you just push forward, it puts more pressure on it, and it doesn't take much. You don't want to push forward, so you just squeeze like this and go down. It's always safe, and it always feels good. That's a sure bet. Okay? Try it real quick. That's it. Then we're done. Huh? You want more? You want to stay? I'll stay, you and me. We got 35 minutes. We'll do it together. You can do that with just like together legs. You can do the same thing, only in that I would put my sternum on their chest and I would nudge them forward a little bit. So I would do that because the legs aren't in a vulnerable state. As long as you're not just shoving them forward, unless they're flexible. If they're really flexible, I would get on top. And I would actually use my knees instead of my hands. On the part we were using the hands like this, I'd put them there, but it's my knees. And I squeeze in, and then I lean forward. Yeah, that's that too. Yeah, that's like a partner pose. Like it's like a fun thing. You can do that, but yeah, I'm just going around effectively, and it's going to be more effective if I do it the way I'm doing it because I can gauge the pressure from the front. But on the back, you're just kind of like laying into them, and that doesn't work really well if someone's stiff. If someone's really tight, you can't do that. Here, you do straight legs. Let me show you. So regular forward fold like this. Go ahead, go down. Instead of doing this, which you can do, I might push the sacrum down and do this. This is easy. This is what I do a lot. If I know the person, they know me, then I'll get closer, and I'm going to put my knees here instead of this. But the feeling is going to be the same. My knees are going to go in here and squeeze and pull back. I know exactly where to place my knee, where it doesn't hurt them. You understand? Like you can do any of these poses and be just a tiny bit off, like a golf shot. If you're just a tiny bit off, you could screw the whole thing up. It doesn't take much. So you got to know exactly where you're placing yourself. She'll go down, and I come like this, and I squeeze. And it's actually above the thigh is where I'm squeezing. So I squeeze and pull back right away. Boom. Here. And I hug my knees in, and I push her forward. I might even go like this. I usually try not to hold their hands. Hey, friend. So I just go like this. And I push then my chest like this. That pushes them forward. And I'm pulling back. I'm not pulling back hard here. I'm more squeezing the hips. That's the first part, because this keeps everything grounded. And I just nudge her forward with my chest. I might even go like this in the neck and shoulders. So I pull back and wide. Do you see I'm repeating the same stuff? Wide, broad. That feels good. The other thing feels bad. Okay. Anyway, that's that. Cool. Yay. Thank you. Thank you for letting me share. Yeah. Nobody's in here for half an hour. You can keep playing for a little bit. if you like. Just take your knees a little back and like more like here instead of like in here. Go like somewhere in here and you grab her hips up higher with your knees. Yep, and then squeeze in like this. But you're like knees off the floor. Off the floor. Yeah. Squeeze and then yeah. There you go. There you go. Yep. And then just nudge her forward. Like if I can show you an assist that doesn't look so weird and more effective, I would show you that one. But this is so effective. There's certain things I'm like, look, this is what I got to do to you, and it's gonna feel great. And as long as you're not like, people sometimes be like, what the hell is he doing over, you know? But it's if you feel it though, you're like, I don't want you to do anything else but what you just did to me. But if